What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? You already know what time it is, man. Right now, it's time for the benediction. After the way that game ended, it's not good at all today. So, bring your cares, concerns to the stage. We already getting ready to get down with this thing, man. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get this thing started for the benediction, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
BirdCage. Well, we don't really have to wait too long for this because we getting ready to get to it because this right here, this was atrocious. We've already shared the link, so we're gonna let folks in. But before I start letting folks in, I'm getting ready to go ahead and I'm getting ready to start this thing off today because this right here, this is on you, Arthur Smith. This is on you. You got to count your days because now you've cost us the division. I don't know if you want to hear that, but you cost us the division, bro. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Today is one of those days where the Heat getting ready to be on your ass. I'm sorry. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You literally fumbled away the division to a team that we should have beaten. Your defense was worn out today because your offense could not get it together. They figured it out in the end, but at the end of the day, you cost your team the game today with your piss poor play calling. You figured it out at the end. Your defense was gassed. Now, a piss poor pass interference call put him in position to win that game. Richie Grant, you got to go. Anybody that come on here defending him, you catching smoke today, including folks in the cast today. Richie Grant, you got to go. Point blank, period. You had a chance to have the lead and you had a chance to win the ball game. Richie Grant was beat by a tight end in the back of the end zone with piss poor positioning. Piss poor positioning. You knew that corner route was coming. They ran it on the other side and they were unsuccessful on the other side with Jesse Bates earlier. You should have known that they were going to come back to that in a clutch situation with one of their best weapons. They stole one fair and square. They stole it in our house. It's no reason that we shouldn't have won this game. Now we're tied. You got to win out the rest of the games to get in the playoffs, but you have the same record now as Tampa Bay in the division. This was a game that would have put the division in your back pocket. In your back pocket. Ritter, you figured it out at the end. You used your legs. You were trying to do that earlier. I got to give you credit for that. However, you were putting the ball in harm's way too much today. That interception earlier, that's what hurt us. That came back to bite us. And also with Younghoe Koo, the 2 missed field goals also cost us when it came into being in a situation to where we needed those points. Those 2 field goals literally bit us in the behind. Piss poor effort all the way around. Right now I'm letting it out right now because I'm gonna let you guys in here because now we're with the benediction today, which I didn't expect for us to have. This should have been the party line today. Period. And the defense kept us in this game. Offense, you guys started to figure it out at the end. So I'm gonna add Coach Cam to the stage first because what's going on, Cam? We got Graybeard and a few other folks that's gonna be coming up next. But all I'm gonna say is this: I'm not gonna put all that on Richie Grant. He's the cause of that on that last drive. But make sure that you put blame on Arthur Smith and that offense for stalling in the third quarter when they had a chance to score points. Earlier in the game, when Ritter overthrew a walk-in touchdown with Bijan Robinson, and we had to settle for 3 instead of 7. So before we start getting on Richie, because you already know we getting ready to roast him, we gonna make sure we point everything out. The defense kept us in the game. They did what they could do. They got tired at the end. Period. They got tired, and they had a third down. That fourth, all I can say is that fourth down that we stopped them on, that should have been it. But you get a pass interference called on you, a ticky-tack pass interference, it's a done deal. And that right there has got to stop. Now we're tied with Tampa at the top of the division. And this should have been a game that we had to where so ladies and gentlemen, I'm not even doing introductions today. That's how hot I am. So ain't nobody getting no introduction coming into the cage today. You just bring your butts in here and bring your concerns to the altar. And you know what I'm saying? I'm bringing folks in, so I'm gonna be rotating. So what's going on, man? So since we normally are on here all the time, we gonna let the resident guest our distant cousin from Weehawks TV, Demond, come in here and chop it up with us because I know he got to get ready for the Hawks coming up too. So what you got, bro?
Man, you know what, man? It's some blame to go around for everybody. What I didn't understand is why we came out in the third quarter and we didn't start off running the football. You got 3 running backs back there. And why are we when we throw the ball a lot, we're putting the game in Ritter's hands. We know he turnover prone. We know he's still a young quarterback. Why does Arthur Smith to continue to put the game in his hands? I don't know. The interception, I don't put that on Ritter. The damn receivers didn't even block their guy. Plus the play design, you got your quarterback throwing the ball blindly anyway. That makes no sense to me. The safety is all on Ritter. But then once again, we're a running team. Why are we not running out of the end zone? I thought that was like football 101. I thought that was basic football. And we a running team. But once again, and then the play he called, obviously I could only see what the TV was showing, but that play seemed like it took forever to develop anyway. So, I mean, if you're going to throw, why you ain't doing something quick? You know what I'm saying? On the defense, I'm going to say this, man. I do understand that D-line went out with a bunch of injuries, right? But, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, what they tell us in sports, next man up. I mean, and you know, in pro sports, it's really injuries is really no excuse, you know? We put the game, and I ain't even going to lie, y'all. When we scored that touchdown, I felt confident in that defense. They've been doing their thing the whole game. But that third down conversion we gave up, I can't remember who was. Well, we had the holding call, which I thought was BS.
That was Clark Phillips. They called that on, and he played the ball perfectly. Yeah, that was the thing.
I thought that was BS. Then you had him converting the 3rd and 9 with a what was that, a 20-yard gain?
Yep.
Then you had Richie Grant. I don't
know. Even mention his name.
I don't know how he fell for that, man. I thought that like in football, when you down there as a safety, that corner route should be like one of the first things on your mind. Let me watch for the corner route. But he beat Richie Grant. And I mean, at the end of the day, man, listen, I mean, I didn't think we was going to be some type of world beaters with Desmond Ridder and Arthur Smith anyway. And I'm gonna ask y'all this: our record. I mean, are y'all surprised by our record? To be honest,
No.
Well, we are. Well, I actually came in and said we were going to win 10 games this year. We really made it harder on ourselves because with a 10 win season, you're going to get into a wild card game. Period. You're going to get into it. You winning the division gives you a chance to host a playoff game. And say we do get in, if we get in, and because Tampa split it with us, the issue that we're going to have now, we might not be playing at home.
But 10 wins, we got to win 4 straight. Now we got to win the rest.
Exactly. And the Indianapolis Colts is going to be the toughest game next to the New Orleans Saints game.
Yep.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask y'all this, everybody up here. If we did win 10 games, does that mean that Arthur Smith stays and Desmond Ridder stays as your starting quarterback? Because I'm not a fan of either one. I'm just riding with the Falcons because I gotta support the players we got out there, right? Would I like another coach? Yep. Would I like another quarterback? Yeah. So I'm kind of in a tug of war. I want to win, but I'm not sold on Ridder and Arthur Smith. And I know if we win 10 games to host a playoff game, they coming back.
Well, to your
you want to win. Here's the thing: with as deprived as this fan base has been of losing, here's the thing that doesn't look well. And I'm gonna let these guys chop it up in here too. Here's the thing: one or two things gonna happen. First off, you need to get rid of Dave Ragone. He gotta go. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He gotta go. You got to get a competent play caller in there that can actually understand situational awareness and help out this defense that's a top 10 defense in the league, period. And then when it comes to Desmond Ridder, I'm going to say this here. Y'all can keep him as long as he here with Smith. But here's the thing. You draft a quarterback this draft, period. You either draft one now, or if you don't want to draft one, they in talks right now trading for Justin Fields. They're in talks for that right now. My thing is this. He never had a good team. And I'm not saying, like I said, I liked him when he was in college. I thought he was a really good player, being from the state of Georgia, bowler. But at the same time, if you're not going to draft a quarterback, make every effort to bring him in and bring competition on Ridder. And in this draft, you focus on getting a defensive line presence because you see the value of a defensive tackle right now. You see the value of that. And the defensive tackle that should have been taken is up in Philly right now. Say what you want. I don't care. I'm speaking on it because Yamada's been hurt. Grady was lost for the season. Street got hurt. You can never, it's just like defensive backs. You can never have enough good defensive linemen. The reason why Philly and some of those other teams are great is because they have good players that are in rotation. That's the reason why Street got let go in Philly.
Yep.
But to answer Damon's question, if we win 10, do we bring back Arthur Smith and DR? Well, Atlanta has already stated that Arthur Smith was coming back for 24 anyway. So whether we win 10 games or not, he's going to be our head coach next season. With Desmond Ridder, it's to be determined because he's what's it, Dr. Heckle, Mr.
Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Mr. Hyde, he'll give you a great game. And then, then the ugly side of him pops up and he has 3 turnovers, whether it's interceptions or fumbles. Today he had a pretty clean game. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 347 passing. He played a pretty good game and he made some very good decisions. But again, there's times where he's almost like a deer in headlights because, like you brought up the point on third down. I mean, in the third quarter on the 6, I believe it was in the 6-yard line. You don't drop back into the end zone, then you hold the ball for 32 seconds.
No.
We already had a makeshift offensive line. The left side was getting destroyed over there, and that's where the pressure came from. And if he didn't feel that, he should have said, okay, he's locked up, it's time to go.
Mm-hmm.
And he held on it, trying to take the deep pass or the big play, and we didn't need that in that spot. We just needed yards because we was already pinned back. So his decision making needs to change. But again, the one thing that every one of us has harped on for the last 4 or 5 weeks, we don't have a quarterback coach to teach him these things. Even though these are things that he should already know from playing quarterback from 7 years old till high school, college, and now, he's still making those same rookie mistakes, and it's not going to help our offense. And the biggest thing to me was, why didn't Tyler Algier get more touches until the fourth quarter? Why are we holding this man back?
I don't understand.
Tyler Algier literally forces defenses to play to his speed of the game. He demands people to tackle 5-6 people, and he's still moving the pile. So why is he not getting more touches? Why is he not more of a focal point in this offense? That's what Arthur Smith is. He's really starting to lose me, because you have the game plan right there. The blueprint is there, and you keep going away from it. You're trying to force Bijan to be this guy that he is not. Bijan is not a between the tackles runner. He's not a Cordero Patterson. He's not a Tyler Algier. He's a shifty guy. He's a guy you want to get into space. And he showed us what happens when you get him into space. But in that game, in those moments, you should have been getting a heavy dose of Tyler Algier, plain and simple.
I mean, it goes without question that the way that it turned out, especially for this game right here, it was just, I'm just lost for words, man. I mean, to me, Desmond Ridder should not have thrown 40 times this game.
Mm-hmm.
He should not have thrown 40 times this game. This game right here was blueprinted on running the football. What's the point of establishing an identity if you don't follow the identity, which is running the football? I didn't understand that. I seen Tyler Algier maybe 1 or 2 carries in the first half. I ain't seen him till like midway through the third quarter.
Mm-hmm.
We trying to just force feed freaking Bijan, which, hey, Bijan, shiny new toy, we all get that, cool, but he is not the engine of the running game. It's Tyler and PP. Now, don't get it twisted. Ridder did play a fairly decent game, but like you said, Cam, that critical safety, it just flipped the momentum.
Mm-hmm.
It just killed the momentum. Because not only did you give them the football back, you gave them 2 points, and then that almost pick flipped momentum again.
Mm-hmm.
So we just steadily, like, I think Scoop said it, man. We're not built to always come back from behind.
Mm-hmm.
We're not built for that. And then especially when we just getting plagued with injuries, whatever the case may be, people just gotta realize, man, every game is a playoff game from here on out. Every game is a playoff game.
So
And
address this. What you think about Koo? Now, you talking about every game is a playoff game. Here's the question. Koo's been money all year. Now, today, Koo had one of his worst performances, and those 2 field goals hurt when it came down the stretch. It hurt.
I think Coach Brent said it best, man. We left 10 points on the field, and we gave them 10 points.
Mm-hmm.
And which I totally, absolutely agree. Now, do I think when Younghoe Koo is going to be like that for the rest of the season? No. It happened. It is what it is. But Richie, the garbage can, trash can, Juice Grant. I don't want to hear nothing about.
Hold on.
I don't care. I don't care.
He talking to you, Scoop, because you the one who defend him all the time, dog.
Hold on, Graybeard. Hold on.
Because here's the thing. Go ahead. Because here's the thing.
We can't put it all on.
We're not putting it all on him. No. But you got 4 key plays that he got beat on today. That literally was momentum swings on third downs, and that last one that he got beat on cost us the game. Now,
I gotta argue. Line me up at free Katie. Line me up.
Now I'm gonna give you a play, and I'm not gonna put this on Richie. I'm gonna put this out. Now I want to see if y'all was paying attention. Look what Zoe Carter did on that 4th and 1. Zoe Carter didn't go after the ball carrier.
Nope.
He went after
Quarterback.
Baker
Quarterback.
Mayfield. Now, as a defensive end crashing on contain in a play like that, you go get whoever's got that ball. Don't just blitz the quarterback. Because here's the thing: you got to trust your linebackers to be able to get over because they kept Baker contained today.
Yep.
My thing is you go after the running back because that dude White was gashing us at the end of the third quarter and the fourth quarter. Period.
Yeah, he was.
That was, to me, I felt like that 4th and 1 was the reason why we really lost the ball game. It wasn't all, I'm not putting that all on Richie, but he makes that 4th and 1 play, we win the division.
I mean,
Nah.
I'm not putting it all on Richie. So let me just go ahead and get that out the frame. I'm not putting it all on Richie. But in crucial situations, man, it just seems like he pretty much what you describe Desmond Ritter to be, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
When you want it now?
He'll give you one good play
Mm-hmm.
and turn around and get burnt like toast the neck play. Oh, that's just all I'm trying to say. It's just overall just so frustrating and so nauseating to see how we lost to the team and we contained Baker Mayfield for the most part.
Absolutely. But here's the thing: the biggest thing for me that I felt was Marco Helms. His youth showed his ugly head today. In that position, he should have been over the top where Chris Godwin caught the pass. So that was a very critical play because had he been where he should have been, that easily could have been a pass deflection or an interception. But Helms was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, for Richie, as much hell as I give this man, he did some good things in this game. I'm not going to completely bash him. But when you have outside leverage and you're playing outside leverage on your man, you're man to man, there's no way he should beat you across your face to the outside and you get scored on that way. And you got a penalty on top of it trying to hold him, and he still scored. That's an issue. You gave up outside contain and went inside when you should have stayed going to the exact way the play was going, and you gave up the draw in a game-winning situation. That's where I have an issue with Richie Grant because he does this way too consistently. The wrong safety was cut. If that was Jayhawk, that does not happen.
How is that a fact? How is that a fact?
Go ahead, Goop.
Where is Jayhawk at right now? Can anybody answer that?
He was the Chargers.
He's with the Chargers. Last week they played New England. They won 6-0. Guess how many snaps did Jalen Hawkins have? 12. He had 12 snaps.
Okay.
12 snaps. Is that a recipe for somebody that's qualified to say he'll be out there to make that play? No. I didn't see the same thing that y'all see between Jalen Hawkins and Richie Grant. I saw Richie Grant making plays, doing the peanut punch, knocking balls out. Is he perfect in coverage? No. When have we had a safety perfect in coverage? Never.
Well, hold up. I was gonna say Bankhead Bates definitely ain't perfect.
Outside of Bankhead Bates.
I just
so here's the difference though, Ryan. We didn't draft Jesse. We signed him. So homegrown, when have we had a safety that we've drafted that's perfect at coverage?
The last
I already knew that he's a liability.
The last safety that was actually drafted and was perfect in coverage for us ended up winning the Super Bowl with the Dallas Cowboys, and that was Mr. What was his name? Scott Casey, Mr. Scott Case. That was the last safety that was perfect in coverage for us. He was
the point that I'm making is, man, I get it. Like, if you're gonna point a finger at Richie, feel free to point a finger at Richie. I don't really care right now. I'm looking at the fact that we couldn't get Baker Mayfield down.
True.
Because our quarterback got sacked 3 times today.
True.
Now, I'm gonna be the first to tell y'all too. I've been running errands today, so I missed the whole first half, but I was listening.
What happened with the offensive line today? Now, our quarterback got sacked 3 times. Who was out today?
We had the whole right side out, really. Because McGarrett was already out. Lindstrom got hurt in the middle of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Our center is gone. He was out too. So the only people that we had that were consistent were Iceberg Slim and our left guard and Matthews. But
Jay
I think
Matthews
No,
was
I
out
Matthews
thought
too.
got
Jay Matthews
Jay
got
Matthews
hurt.
was
He had
out too.
ankle.
And
He went
Matthews
out.
got hurt.
I lost 4 starters today on our offensive line.
True.
Yep.
And
Uh-huh.
again,
But look, though, Ryan, that's not no excuse because I
no.
got Baker. I'm going against Baker Mayfield, and I can't get him down.
True.
So here's the question I got for you. Now you say that or whatever. The defense kept us in this game today. Now you said you can't get him down or whatnot. Now here's the issue that we have right now. You have a defensive line. You have a defensive line that had veterans in there, and you had guys that should have been bagging groceries at damn Walmart or really Save-A-Lot. I mean, I'm not even going to degrade Walmart like that. Put them jokers and Save-A-Lot of Piggly Wiggly. That's
Why
where you need to
have-
put them jokers
Why
at.
have a lot? Why
And
have a
stocking
lot?
shelves. Because let's be real. We built up everything else on that defense. Secondary is good. Linebacking core is solid, even with injuries. We took veterans, but we did not add a lot of depth with that defensive line. Yeah, we had Oyamata. That's one of the best things we had. Grady's gone for the year. Then you got Calais Campbell, the old man out there making plays. Got to give it to him.
And that man was
out in the
gassed.
youth today.
He was gassed too there.
That man was
And here's the thing: he made a key third down play that set up that play that Lorenzo Carter missed. And you already know when we say edge rushers, we don't have them. So guess what? If you're not gonna have edge rushers, you need to build up that interior line because where were majority of the plays where we were getting
Up
gashed
the
at?
middle.
Up the
Exactly.
Yep.
Of course, but that's the thing too. Then Vita Bell, when he out the whole night too.
middle. Yeah, he was out.
I believe
But
so, yeah.
we treated it like it was 7-on-7 tournament.
Here's the thing, though. What do they do at Tampa, though? They develop their talent and they get guys that can actually play. And that's
Ryan, that is BS because we ran for about 150 on them the first time we played them. We went away from what we should have just did.
And
We
here's
should
the
have stuck to the script and run the ball.
So here's the question. Now, what did they do in the third quarter? When the third quarter started, they stifled our offense. Say what you want, but they stifled our offense and that running game that we have. They stifled it. And we didn't start making plays until the end of the third quarter, pretty much going into the fourth quarter when Bijan made that amazing, spectacular 30-yard run and he capped it off with a touchdown. Their defensive line shut it down when they needed to. They didn't have to stop us. We gonna get 100 and something. We gonna get that on them. Their thing was what Todd Bowles said even earlier this week. Our defensive line has to stop them when it counts. And they stopped us when it counted. And it cost us. And it cost us.
Regardless if you got your starters in or you got your backups in, just like Glenn was chiming in about, we are a run-heavy, smash-mouth football team. We went out there today because we were at home playing a division rival, and we went out there and we turned it into a 7-on-7 tournament. I don't care who you got starting in offensive line. If your identity is to run the ball, stick to the script.
Agreed.
Yep.
But here's the question. Now, you think they would have learned, and they don't really watch college football like that, but here's the thing. You think they would have learned because they drafted out of Alabama, so I'm sure they watched that game last week. You think they would have learned from Georgia not to get cute inside the 20. You would have thought they would have learned that.
You forget who our head coach
is. But
is.
it's the truth.
You forget who our
Think
head
about
coach
it.
is.
They got 7 off of that turnover, and Baker Mayfield ran it in on us. They got 7 off of that. You get cute and go away from running the ball within the red zone. That's a problem. That is a problem.
Okay, so White had over 100 yards rushing today. All 3 of our running backs didn't even have combined 100 yards. They only had 96 yards.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what Goop and I had, man. They went away from the script, which is run the ball.
And here's the thing: when they were making stops or whatnot, where was the creativity with that? Because instead of you trying to run just Bijan today, you let Cordell Patterson touch the ball 3 times until the fourth quarter hit, and then he started getting the ball a little bit more. And then you go away from Tyler Algier, who's falling forward. Now you're saying that we didn't get yards and we went away from it. Call it for what it is. They want the new toy to eat. They don't want to look wrong. That's the
But
problem.
see, that's the thing though. Despite how bad Dez played the first time we played Tampa, that was the formula. Everybody had touches.
True.
So I want to kill the narrative. If Dez throws the ball 40 times, damn it, we can hand the ball off 40 times. And guess what? You got 3 running backs that can get 10 carries a touch. They can get 10 carries apiece at least. So we got to kill that narrative, man. I don't care about Bijan being a new person or whatever. Like when he gets in the open field, can't nobody touch him. The point that I'm making is, as a coach, you got to make that in your head. And look, I'm gonna tell you now, like it's different for me. Maybe my personality is different, and I'm gonna get animated about the situation. But for me, as a coach, I'm letting you know, and I'm looking to the sideline. I'm looking my players in the eye, and I'm telling you, even as fans, I'm telling you what I'm gonna do. Stop me.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's
Simple
what
as
Todd
that.
Bowles did.
We need
Todd-
this,
I'm
Todd-
saying.
but we
think about
need
it.
this though. We
The
need
difference
this, though.
between a good coach and a mediocre coach. Now, I'm gonna tell you this here. Todd Bowles did that. Exactly what you're talking about. Because think about it. On that last drive, we couldn't stop the run. We saw 7 straight runs before they even threw a pass.
Yep.
Fact.
You saw
We
those
saw 7
runs.
straight runs.
You know what, Ryan?
And
You
that
saw
is
those.
an issue that we have
You saw those
with our
runs.
offense.
And you saw them run from Tampa when they came out of the third quarter. What make
Exactly.
what make it so funny? You know what's hilarious? What Scoop just said at halftime. Todd Bowles said it. He said we need to establish this run game, and they came out in the third and they powered that run with a 22. Right. Matter of fact, I don't think Algiers had back-to-back touches until
To the fourth quarter.
Till like the
To the
fourth
fourth
quarter.
quarter, 6-minute mark.
Yep. And
6 minute mark to the fourth quarter.
And then the first possession, straight out of halftime, 3 throws. I was like, bro, what are we doing here, man? I was putting it all on Twitter. I was like, we are running first team. What are we doing?
Hey man, I ain't the biggest dude, and I was a hitter playing DB. But I'm telling you now, if I had to hit Tyler Algier, CP, and Bijan 30 times in one game, I'm tired.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm coming in. I'm not
And
coming
guess what?
With
With me being a DB, and I'm saying that I'm tired trying to tackle these jokers, like now I still have to worry about covering somebody.
Yes. You're
It all
tired.
plays in itself. So even like when y'all talk about Richie comes up and tries to make a hit in the trenches. But now he still got to go out here and cover a tight end too.
And he
Here's
will
the
more than he
question.
actually makes a
Here's the
tackle.
question I got for you. Now you're a former DB just like myself, and we understand this. You played for Anthony Blaylock, who definitely was a hell of a corner in the NFL at one point in his career. Let's talk about this. He stressed fundamentals to you, right? About tackling. How many times do we see defensive backs wrap up when they hit guys and they take away momentum? How many times do we see that? And here's the thing, with Richie Grant being a safety, you ain't nothing but a mobile linebacker, dog. That's what a safety is. You're a linebacker.
Undersized linebacker.
Yeah, I played free safety and I played strong safety. I started off as a corner. When I put on weight, that was when they put me at that darn spot. And I'm telling you, when you come up and lay the boom, you don't just engage with just a shoulder. You hit, drive, and you wrap up all in one motion. This comes down to fundamentals. When the reason I'm on Grant like that is because it's like, dog, you are not a sure tackler. We know you'll come up and put a lick on somebody. We know this, but we need you to be more of a sure tackler.
Was it me or he just went out? Oh, okay, there you go.
I thought it was me at first.
And here's the thing.
I'm like,
If you look at, let's call it for what it is. If you look at Jesse Bates and you look at Richie Grant, Jesse Bates is a fundamentally sound safety. Now, you would think with playing alongside a guy who is a former Pro Bowler, who pretty much is gonna go to the Pro Bowl this year.
He
pretty much top.
he can
Pro
Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
he can Pro Bowl. He can Pro Bowl.
He should be all pro.
Yeah,
and here's the thing: you're not when you're not watching this guy in practice. You're not looking at his habits. You're not learning. Because here's the thing: DeMarco Hellams, he made a mistake at the wrong time of the game. That's a rookie mistake. We're gonna eat that with a young guy. But DeMarco Hellams is gonna be the best safety that's homegrown that we have. I promise you that.
Shoot, I'm gonna be real with you. It don't matter. Sometimes if you do got somebody great next to you, you just don't have the talent.
So we got Charisma Keith coming in here saying the Falcons need to be more aggressive in that offense. Bruh, the defense is aggressive. You talking that outside of your neck right now. The defense is a top 5 defense. They literally kept us in the game, dog. You want to sit there and put that on them. They've been carrying this team. Now, I agree with you on the offense. The offense has been vanilla and screwing stuff up. Now, see, I wouldn't mind, but I ain't gonna let you trash the defense like that. Me and you got to have words if you do that. That's my cousin, by the way. If y'all don't know, shout out to my guy Chris. I don't
Go ahead,
like that. That's my cousin. though. He's very insightful on the game, and he does his thing, bro.
I got
I
a
already
question
sent the
for
link
y'all.
out. It's in YouTube. It's already posted. Cuz come
I
on
got a question for y'all, right?
Go ahead.
When you a run first team, right? Even when you only picking up maybe 1 yard a carry, you still continue to pound that ball. Am I correct? Because you know what I feel?
Of course.
You know what I feel? I feel like Arthur Smith came out at the beginning of the game and he allowed, because I admit we wasn't really you wasn't getting a lot of yards at the run game in the first half, but I feel that he allowed Todd Bowles' defense to switch up his whole game plan and switch up our identity. Like I was taught, now I didn't play football like y'all, but I watch a lot of football, and I've always was taught and learned that when you a run first team, even if you only get 1 yard, you continue to pound the ball because you betting on wearing down that line by that third quarter. Absolutely. And that's really where you're gonna get your yardage at. I feel like he abandoned the run in the first half because I guess we was at home. He didn't see we wasn't getting a lot of yards, and I got to tip my cap to Todd Bowles, man. He made Arthur Smith switch up everything we should have been doing in the first half.
And I think it's the fact. Yeah, my bad, Cam. I'm just gonna say real quick. It's just the fact that I don't think Arthur Smith really truly didn't make no type of adjustment until like the late third and the early fourth quarter, and that's when the offense started to move or whatever the case may be. Because if you look at it, at the first, man, we were just trying to force feed Bijan. Now, granted, when we instead of killing for that 3, we missed Bijan wide open touchdown. That was gonna better. Cool or whatever. But I just think that his ego is holding back the offense. I'm gonna keep saying it until somebody proves me wrong. That man ego it just dumbfounds me how he just so egotistic and just want to be right. Because in the past 3 drafts, we went with offense, and he does not want to be the one to be like, look, everything falls on me or whatever. So I just think with Arthur Smith, man, with the vanilla offense that we have, or whatnot, people are just keying in on him. They get more and more game film on him. They're looking at his formation. They're looking at what type of movement we got, especially whatever, and people just catching on to it.
Here's the other problem. We already talked about this. When you talk about the offense is the main Achilles heel because the defense has literally kept us in ball games and literally has helped us win ball games this year, period. At the end, was what it was. Shot ourselves in the foot. Now, offensively, this is the problem. When you have your offense to get stifled in the third quarter and you were able to move the ball in the first half and you leave points on the field, that's the problem. Defense can only do but so much. You got to score. You got to score points.
Coaching is like playing chess.
No, go ahead. I see you shaking your head and smirking. Come on in, because I got smoke for you today. So if you want to start something, I got smoke for you.
You don't have no smoke for me because you need smoke for them. You don't have no smoke for me.
Because you trash this defense. No.
I'm gonna tell you how I seen it. You know what I mean? First off, Young Way Cool. I noticed today. I'm not saying nothing was scripted, but a lot of good teams missed a lot of kicks today. A lot of the field goal kickers missed a lot of kicks. That was kind of weird to me. That was very weird to me. Now, Young Way Cool, 99.9% now on kicks.
Right.
And he missed them 3 kicks he missed. We could have led the game and won this game. Now, I don't know. No,
Who
you
said
you
point
can-
shaving?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is,
Let's
man.
get
He
that out
just
there.
celebrated for being the most accurate kicker. He just got celebrated.
Hey,
That's
he on
crazy.
Prize
Messing
Picks,
up. They
man.
should
He
have
on
never
Prize
said
Picks,
nothing.
bro.
They should have never said nothing. When they started celebrating him, he started mocking up. He shouldn't have said nothing. They should have said nothing. That's why I don't say nothing when it comes to Falcons. I don't say we're gonna win, lose. I don't say nothing. Sometimes I don't even turn the game on because if you look at the game, they're gonna lose. That's why I don't look at it.
Man.
But I noticed another thing too. Cause I'm telling you, like I've been telling you, man, that deep, bro, you cannot let Baker Mayfield slow ass march up that field like that. They could have stopped that man numerous of times, man. He's so slow.
It wasn't Baker that killed us. It was their running game that killed us.
I
That was the
understand
problem.
that. I understand the running game. I'm talking about how when the game was on the line, we got 1 minute on the clock. This man in March all the way down the field and got the touchdown, bro, with Godwin. You gotta execute. They wasn't blitzing hard enough. They wasn't executing.
So,
like they
so
don't want
apparently
it, bro.
you missed the 7. Hold up. So apparently you missed the 7 runs that we gave up in the middle because we don't have a defensive that we lost.
I know old boy got hurt. One of them got hurt. I know that.
Three.
But after that,
Three.
but think about this. They ran the ball 7 straight times and we didn't
Right.
stop them. It wasn't Baker.
Hey,
It was that
but-
running game that set that
but
up. 'Cause we could've
but
stopped
not just that, cuz when we did get back there on the blitz, the flags had saved the play.
exactly.
I get and I understand that, but I'm gonna say what we playing, Pee Wee League or what we playing? Next
You might well
step up, man. That's
might
what
well call
you
it
do. You get
flag
paid
football.
millions of dollars. Step up. See, I'm you know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of excuses, man. These guys always got this excuse. Oh, we got 3 men down. We put a new guy in. He can't look, bro. You in the NFL. You make money. This was your living. When the one man down. You that's when you step in and make your money and your accreditation. You can't just be sitting back like I'm gonna let him take all the credit and then I'm just coming and do what I do a little bit. I'm just gonna just say if we lose, well, we just lost because he ain't in the game because I still play for the same league. This ain't Pee Wee League, man. You making money, millions of dollars. I'm sick of the excuse. We got so many excuses. You think LeBron James gonna play and be like?
Now you saying folks making money. Hold up. Now you saying folks making money. Now you also understand
They
how
ain't
the money
getting food
bracket.
stamps.
Wait a minute. You also understand how the money bracket work, right? You understand how the money bracket work. You sounding good, but
Yeah, the money bracket where I know the defensive linemen get paid more than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a guy that's making less than $1 million that's on the field that can't even stop a nosebleed. Come on, dog.
I'm agreeing with you. That's my point. But he still got to step up to get the money. You get the money.
But here's the problem,
you get notoriety.
Here's the problem. When you have a defensive coordinator, and I'm going to just say this here, he put them cats in the best spot. He did. He called good defenses.
I ain't say nothing about the coordinator. I didn't say nothing about him.
Oh, no. I'm just saying he put them in different spots. The problem was when you get a smart head coach like Todd Bowles, unfortunately, we don't have a smart head coach. Let's call it for what it is. Our coach ain't really that smart. Couldn't coach himself out of a
because family billionaires.
I'm telling you. But here's the problem. When you get a guy, Todd Bowles has been around the game for a long time. He was a hell of a defensive coordinator before he became a head coach.
Yes, he was.
Hell of a defensive coordinator. And that defense figured out ways how to stop us today in the third quarter when we needed points.
Everybody found out a way how to stop us because they know our plays. They know exactly what we do every play. They know the Falcons going to throw or we're going to run. We're going to throw.
That's to DeMond's point.
Yep.
That's to DeMond's point because here's the thing. Coaching is like playing chess.
Yes.
Todd Bowles literally dictated how Arthur Smith was going to call plays.
Exactly.
Arthur Smith took exactly what Todd Bowles wanted him to have, which is why Desmond threw as much as he did. He took away the one thing that Atlanta is known for doing, running the ball. So until Arthur Smith gets into the mindset of, okay, you want me to do this? I'm going to do this anyway, and you're going to have to stop it. When it came to the fourth quarter, when you started putting the ball back in Tyler Allgeier's hands, the offense started to move a lot more freely. From quarters 1 through 3, the offense was stagnant because we had no run game. And Todd Bowles said, if we going to lose this game, Desmond Ridder, you going to have to beat us.
You almost did.
He couldn't.
Yeah, you almost did.
Because that's what we did when we had. That's what we did with Matt Ryan and Michael Turner. They put 8 in the box. We still ran the ball.
Exactly.
But the difference, hold on, what's the difference though? He had a line though. That was the difference. That
He
offensive
But see,
line
that-
is much better than what we have.
bro,
But see, that still go back to what I said, man. I'm telling you what I'm gonna do. You just need to stop it. And I'm not convinced that Ty Bowles really stopped it. I think we just went away from it.
Thank
did.
you, man.
He
We
did.
didn't
He
get
dictated what Arthur Smith
the
was
run
going
game
to
wasn't
do, and he
effective
did
in
it.
the
And
first
here's the
half. It
problem.
really wasn't effective.
And when he tried to start up, and here's the problem. And when he tried to start up the running
Man,
game again, that defense was set and ready to stop it. And they stopped it when we didn't need them to. Period. Tony, what's up,
And
man?
that's why I was
Welcome to the
asking
Hey,
y'all,
what's going on,
You're a
man?
run team,
Hey, I'm
keep running
enjoying
the
this one.
ball.
Oh no, we want to hear your antics on
Hey,
this
man,
one.
hey,
Because I know
hey.
you got a lot to say.
Hey, nah, I thought it was a good football game. Two average to below average teams going at it.
Damn. Now, hey, cuz you're gonna attack
Come
Cody?
on,
You'll
Tony.
kill me if I say that.
No. With
Not
him,
roll.
Hey,
no. But here's the thing, no.
I'm just looking at the records.
He also hosts the fight.
I'm
That's
just
my
looking
guy
at the
right there.
records.
We always
It
go
was a
back
good
and
football
forth.
game to me.
Tony,
He ain't
Yeah,
lying, though. He
hey
right.
Tony.
He almost hung me for saying
Hey,
one thing about
Tony.
the defense.
Yeah.
Now hold up. Now Tony will tell you because I come for his neck too. You ain't
Oh,
the only one. Ask him.
Oh,
I
yeah.
dane came for him many a days.
I'm different. I just call
it
it what I see. I call him out. I say, if you making money, you got to play, man. You can't be just sitting back waiting to because one man go down, you come up, you making 12 less than him, and you be like, well, you on the field though, you on TV, get your clout
And
up.
it don't
Win,
mean and
hit
it don't
some,
mean
get
they're
your
just
clout
as good. Understand why you got
Yeah,
backups,
they're not
why
just
guys
they're
are
not as
second
good.
and third stringers and fourth stringers and practice squad guys. There's a difference. It's levels to it, dog.
Well, let me ask you this, cuz though, if they called you right now and picked you up and say, hey man, come off the practice squad and get on that team, you gonna play mediocre, you gonna try to play to get recognized. Tell me what you're gonna do.
What you think I'm going? What you
Okay,
think? I'm
then.
And again,
That's my point.
it's
You
levels
actually
to
made
it.
it.
Yeah, but the difference of the game
Again,
is
but here's the thing: it's levels to it, cuz you got to understand this too. Some of the best players don't even step on the field because of politics. Now, the problem with Atlanta was
NBA.
this.
Politics.
No. It's the truth.
NBA.
If you understand it,
Definitely in the NBA. Don't give me a start.
Definitely in the NBA.
Yeah, please don't, because I
Lord.
don't talk about that $500,000.
Don't give me a
Hey,
start.
cuz I'm with you, man. You on the
Hey.
roster, step up and play.
That's
You
right,
gotta go
baby.
handball.
That's
So
right,
I got a
baby.
question. So I got a question for you. So now we said this or whatever about being on the roster. Mike Hughes was on the roster and he been getting torched all year. He made 1 or 2 good plays today, but he been getting crashed all year. And that guy came from a system of being a practice squad player and he moved up.
Hey,
Okay.
practice squad or not, if you on the team, get out there and make a play. When I call your name on the sideline,
Thank
look,
you. That's what they wait for anyway, cuz. That's what they
No.
wait for.
And see, look,
Again,
this look like
it's levels to it, bro.
Brian, what
I'm
you
gonna
saying?
disagree with y'all on this, and I'm
Ryan,
okay with it.
Ryan,
And it's levels to
Ryan.
it.
Ryan, what you saying right now is the same reason why Prime don't coach in the NFL. Cause he would tell a dude that making millions of dollars that you are trash. Go back to that doggone
But here's the
concession
question.
stand
But
and
I got a
break
question
it
for
down.
you. How many now, Scoop? How many guys do you know that's making millions? Because I can tell you half the dudes that's on the field right now, that's on this defensive line, damn sure ain't making millions. Your $1 million players are hurt.
Bro, they on the field. They not sitting at home like us. They on the
You
field.
went to the
It don't
point, though.
matter.
You went to the point.
And
And you
again,
don't know you got that jersey on. You got your pads and your cell phone.
How many
You
were
got
activated from the practice
Thank
squad?
you. Thank
You
you.
gotta make a play,
How many
dog.
were activated from the practice squad?
I
Answer
thought the
question.
backup O lineman did a good job. Y'all don't
Well,
Me
think
too.
so?
Storm Norton was a
Me
starter.
too.
in
I
the
think
game.
they did too. I
Yeah,
think
but
they
here's
did
the
too.
thing.
Good.
And guess what? They get paid to do the job.
Yeah.
They not
And
that for free. They not getting food stamps, like I said, man. They not getting down waivers. They
I
getting
don't care
free
about
cash
the
money
paper.
dividends.
But here's the
I
one
don't
And
care
again,
about
difference.
the
here's
But
the
here's
question.
but there's
Was
one
Storm,
difference though.
hold on. Was
Hold on.
Storm Norton the starter in New Orleans? Yes or no?
What?
It don't matter.
No.
But
You
here's
said
the-
it don't matter. Dude was a starter.
But here's
It
the
don't
thing though.
matter, though. It don't matter. It don't matter.
There's a
All right,
huge
so what else y'all
there's
got?
a
'Cause apparently
huge
this
there's
shit
a
ain't
huge
gonna go
difference.
nowhere.
No, but there's
Hey, he hate to
a
lose,
huge
though.
It's what it
difference.
is.
Go
dog.
ahead, Tony.
Snap counts.
So what else you got?
Go ahead, Tony.
I'm trying
There's
to
a
talk
huge
real
difference
quick.
between snap counts and practice count snaps and game snaps. The backup guys aren't getting those same snaps in practice. So when they get in the game, they have to adjust to the speed of the game. There's a
And
big
again,
difference
you
there.
punching your fist.
There's
Just
a
say,
big
if they're
difference
not
there.
getting reps, they're not gonna be able to play well. It's repetition. And
It-
you
it-
know
Hey,
this
man.
playing Scoop.
And it's
I
different.
ain't looking for you to be out there to be no all pro. I just need you to execute.
And again,
Similar to that.
and again, what's the now? You know this from playing the game, dog. Now my cousin didn't play football, so he wouldn't get this part. Yeah, I said it, and I had
I
no
played
problem
football. What are
saying
you talking about?
Where did you play at Doug? Did you play
No,
high school?
I didn't play that. I didn't play high school. I played soccer for school, but you know my favorite
Okay,
sport
you was a
hockey.
soccer player.
But I know
You
football.
want-
I played football when I was young. I know football.
Again, all right, it's a difference between practice speed and game speed. It changes when it gets to different levels. School, you
Agreed.
understand where I'm coming from with this.
It's still
Okay.
a sport. It's still elite. You got people that got to step up
Again,
because
there's a difference between practice speed and game speed, dog.
Yeah.
Again, it's a difference. And
Yeah,
most
but
of these guys that ain't
some
starting
guys
and
do.
whatnot
Some
struggle
guys
because they
do
can't
come off
adapt
the
to
practice
speed of the
squad
game.
and
Your
take
rookies
advantage of
can't
their
adapt to the
opportunities.
speed of the game.
And
Yes,
some
thank
guys
you.
don't.
yes.
Thank
they do
you,
come off
thank
the
you,
practice
Tony.
squad to
So-
take
so
advantage of
look-
their opportunities. You're
Some
right.
do,
Look,
some don't.
this is really what I'm getting at, Ryan. There's nothing different from our roster than anybody else roster at this point in the season. Everybody got injuries. Everybody got some backups that's playing. Hell, you got to look at Desmond Ritter. He got benched for 2 games and he came back in and played. I mean, if he's a third round pick, 9 times out of 10, you picking him as a backup quarterback.
And look how
Not
many
a
people
starter.
hurt for
And
Chicago.
here's the question. Now, are
They
they
won
saying
today.
he's gonna ride with him
The
as a
whole
starter?
point is
They
when your
did.
name is
They did
called
win.
from the sideline, you got a ball, dog. You got to
And
ball.
again, and again,
You can't look at the coach and say, "Coach, I'm a bag up."
All right, to Ryan's
Back.
point,
Can't
though,
look at
to
the ball.
Ryan's
how many of
point,
these guys? But here's
you
the
got a
question.
ball,
How many
but
of
the
these guys
chances
get
are
in here
you're
and
not.
actually ball from coming off the bench, dog? Let's be real. How many guys, minus Hellums,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, how
That's
many of
Ryan's
these
point.
guys
Hey, it's
get
all
off
in
the
their mind
bench
state,
and
because
actually ball?
it's all in what they want to do. If they want to
Hey,
make it to
hey.
the top and exceed, that's on them. If they don't want to
Hey,
make
man.
it to the top and exceed, that's on them.
Tell that to them old people down the street when I go to Chevron, sitting in that line, on the line when I'm trying to get gas and they getting them lottery tickets.
Right.
And they say that the chance of them winning the cash 3 or the cash 4 is X
It's
amount.
millions.
They don't care about that. They still playing.
Thank
And,
you.
and here's the
We got a
thing.
ball.
That's a
Now
good
you
point.
mentioned this right here. They got
No,
money.
wait,
Good
I don't
point.
know if that's a good point, though. It's
I
not
like
really
that point,
relevant.
though. I like it
Of
because I
course you
played
would
a lot
like
of
that point.
times trying to win, and it still
Tony,
ain't
what you
getting,
got?
but I'm trying.
Look,
You got a
look
ball,
at,
dog.
but if you look at our offensive line from quarters 2 and 3 up into quarter 4, it took them some time to adjust. And in quarter 4, they did a way better job of protecting the ball, protecting Desmond Ritter, as well as creating lanes for the runs to be made.
Yeah.
The
Okay,
first 2
okay.
quarters, they had to adjust to the
Well,
game.
what happened in the
because
fourth then? What happened in the fourth?
What you mean?
What you meaning? Did you
What
not
happened in the
see
fourth?
they
They did it
scored
through.
a
They did it through
touchdown?
the first half, to the first, second, and third. But the fourth, they
It's
lacked.
called
They just stopped.
adjusting to the speed of the game,
They
dog.
had
This
to
is what we
adjust.
talking about.
We
Hey.
let's start in the beginning of the game. We still had the majority of our
Speed just
offensive
went
line
away.
there.
Yeah.
We still had the majority of the offensive line there. We only was losing two offensive linemen. Second quarter, we lost another one. Third quarter, we lost Jake Matthews. So in the fourth quarter, once they had some reps to get in there and adjust to the speed of the game, they were a lot better in their protection, as well as creating holes.
Hey,
So
hey,
it takes
Cam.
some time.
I kind
Cam,
of saw that too. I
Cam.
kind of saw that's why your boy Jay, the quarterback for Buccaneers, he kept sliding through. He kept
Mayfield.
getting
All right, so
I noticed in
look, so-
Mayfield. He kept
So
sliding
check this
through.
out. Check this out, Cam. As a
I noticed
coach,
that.
Mhm.
you tell me this. If you got some linemen to go down on the offensive line,
Mhm.
which one are you really like feel more comfortable dealing with when you dealing with some bag ups, some kids coming off the bench? Are you more comfortable running the ball or passing the ball?
Running the ball.
Running.
They came out throwing it.
Yeah, they came out like run.
They came.
What are
I
we
didn't
talking
understand that
about
one
right
at
now,
all.
man?
I didn't
Which is what I
understand that
said
one
from the
at all.
beginning.
Especially when they was defense on
Tony,
ball.
Which is what
Hey,
which
wait
is
a
what
minute.
I
Tony
said from the
something
beginning.
earlier. Wait a
Which
minute.
is what I
Tony-
said from the beginning. It should have been a heavy dose of Tyler Algier and Cordero Patterson coming out of halftime. But there was no adjustments made.
What about Robinson?
Arthur Smith and Dave Ragone? You come out throwing the ball knowing that your offensive
It
line
wasn't-
is makeshift. You
Hey,
have
man,
no protection there. You
Cause
have to run the ball.
I know me. If I got 4 bag ups in on the offensive line, big on big. If y'all don't know the terminology on big on big, damn it, whoever right there in front of you, you block.
You block
So
them.
we run the ball.
And you see what Coach Grant just put down there, right? He just said our coach is dumb. We all know.
Absolutely.
I said the same thing. I told him to give him the boot.
Scoop. I gave you credit earlier because I said you played for Anthony Blaylock, a cat that played in the league. And at the time, he taught you basic, not just fundamentals with your position. He also taught you fundamentals of being with a defense. You knew everything and what everybody was doing on that defense.
And you talk about me being, I'm talking about I came from Frederick Douglass with Jamal Lewis. I grew up with Jamal Lewis, Barlow, and all them. I came out with the greats. And
But
you
did you
tell me
play with
about
him?
I don't know
That's the
about
question.
football? Man, please.
Did you play with him? You know him?
Yeah, I
You know
know
what,
him.
Ron?
Yeah.
Hey, Ron, you know what?
I know him.
I just thought about
That's
this.
the question.
Hey, yo, Ron, I just thought about this.
What's up?
Maybe the coach didn't have faith in those backup linemen.
Dang, that's deep too. Dang.
No, that ain't. No, that's the
But see,
truth.
Your was not to
I
run
can't
the ball.
accept-
We
I
built
can't
to run
accept
the
that.
ball. So
Yeah.
why would
Look,
we
if
run
you-
the ball?
And
But Demond, if you didn't have
I
no
agree.
faith in him, the choice is not to pass the ball because then you
Thank
telling
you.
us as fans,
Thank you.
oh, you got all the faith in the world.
But
Dude,
Scoop,
I'm
here's
with
my
you.
question.
I know
though.
that.
here's my
I say the
question.
same thing every Sunday. Why we not running the football, bro? Why we should be running
And
the
here's
football
my
probably
question.
30 times a game.
You got rid of. Here's the question.
Well, we got the
You
number one
rid of
draft pick to
Thorne.
run.
Now he said he's gonna down this hill. And Tony, and you posted this on your page or whatever, and you criticized him heavily a couple of weeks ago when Ritter came back into the lineup. Arthur Smith said he was gonna die on that hill with Desmond Ritter, and he was gonna make something happen with it. Now, when a coach says they're gonna make something happen with him, you pretty much read between the lines and saying he gonna down that hill and let Ritter be who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is this: you're killing the thing that gave us the strength that actually wins games for us. You're killing it. Now, I'm not gonna trash Ritter like that because he used his legs today and got 6. He got it when it mattered. I gotta give him that. But he definitely threw the ball in harm's way a little too much today.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he do that.
But see, he throwing the ball in harm's way because of the spacing of these schemes that they got. They don't have no spacing.
Of course, but here's the question: how many times have we seen him throw him right directly to these linebackers? Because you know one of their linebackers almost got a pick. He threw that right to him.
I counted
Talk
five.
about-
Yeah,
I counted
talk about
five
Britt.
turnovers.
Because the linebacker really went.
I counted 5 turnovers.
The linebacker really wasn't standing with him trying to do, trying to look him off. He really wasn't looking him off.
But
What
you
made
know,
the speed of the
didn't
game
move,
change?
bro. He just stood there
Ritter
and
threw
looked
some
at it.
almost threw the interception.
and
He
here's
knew where he was
what's
going.
wrong about Ritter.
He just
I'm
looked
gonna
at
give
Ritter.
him this.
And
Ritter
it
is
game
better,
changed,
but
speed.
Ritter is a better play action quarterback than he is sitting in the pocket.
Yep.
If you
Yeah,
notice,
I agree with
most
that.
of his big plays that he made today was because that defense couldn't attack him right there because they were afraid of what was behind him. So while he's rolling, they got to be cautious because you don't know if he's going to run it or you're going to throw it. And
Okay.
he was burning them with that. He was burning them with rolling out today.
Okay, so look, hey Cam,
Oh,
what makes play action successful? What you got to do first?
Running the ball.
Running.
And again, here's the thing. We said, hey, but here's the thing. We said the run was there. They went away from it. And
Well,
the
Ron, you need to
problem
run out for the coach then. Let's kick them out, and then you go coach the team. Kick him away.
Arthur Smith got pumped, bro.
Here's
He
the
got pumped by
problem.
Todd
Arthur Smith-
Bowles, bro.
we got Larry. Oh, we got Larry in here. Hold up. Let me bring Larry up in here.
He looked pissed off.
Larry, go
Ain't nothing
ahead.
wrong with that.
Go ahead,
Listen,
Larry.
Larry look upset,
listen,
man.
hold
What are you
up.
pissed off for? He should be used to losing.
Larry.
Oh.
Go ahead and bring your concerns. Go ahead and bring your concerns.
Hold on, let me turn this speaker off. My bad, fellas. I'm getting
No, you good. Go ahead. This is called the benediction. Anytime we lose, it's called the
It
benediction.
definitely is, bro.
We
For real.
we bring holy water. We bring doggone communion, manna, anything else you can think of. We bring to this thing here. Yes, sir.
My man
He put
throwing
the
holy
holy ginger
water.
ale out there. Yes, sir.
I appreciate you letting me in, man. Finally got on. Oh man. I don't want to bring the negativity, guys.
Nah, bring
go
it.
ahead.
No, come on and bring it, dog.
You late to that.
That's why it's the benediction.
Bring it.
Bruh. If that wasn't the worst 347 yards that I ever seen, bruh. If that was not the worst empty, I remember hearing about Matt Ryan and his empty stats, bro. I remember hearing this. Empty stats. Bro, that was some of the worst play calling.
Yo,
I had someone come in and tell me at the end of my stream, like, yo, well, at least Ritter had a good game. How? I said, yo, check this out. I said, check it out. Okay, second half. You know, we know Ritter in the fourth quarter, he gonna get it warmed up. All right, I understand that. He can cook it up. But I will say that catch by Drake was an interception. That wasn't a catch and a pass. That was an interception, bro. He chunked that thing up like a lollipop.
Yep.
Drake London had outside leverage. If Drake didn't pinpoint that ball and track it and jump in front of it like a defensive back, them was cookies. The end of the game, bro. Like
now to be fair, Larry, now that's Drake highlight film how he got drafted. 50-50 balls.
Yeah. I understand that, but what I'm saying is, man,
Drake
when somebody come in my chat and talk about, well, at least Desmond Ritter had a good game, man, miss me with that, bro. Like, yo, the play call when they had it, okay, Bijan's in the game. He split out wide. Who's gonna get the ball?
Bijan.
We all know that.
Bijan left, Bijan right, Bijan up the middle, and Bijan down the side. So, who didn't know they were going there? The safety, literally, he didn't care about nobody. He ran straight to Bijan, picked it off. Why
you know I played? I said that earlier.
Why are you throwing that? Another play. Hold on. Another play by Arthur Smith. We had 4 wide, trips at the top, 1 at the bottom. We run 3-man curls right there. We're bust out. 2 people was covering 3 men. 1 man went to the 5-yard line. The other went to the 7. The other went to the 10-yard line. It was 3rd and 9. If we would have had Jonnu Smith go out for that skinny post, bang, bang, he's wide open.
Let's go.
Let's talk about the play. Let's talk about the play that Desmond Ritter decided to not throw on the opposite hash mark, and he actually threw it on the hash, directly on the left hash, opposed to throwing it across to the right and letting Scotty Miller run up under it. That would have been a walk-in 6. That's a walk-in 6. And then let's talk about
Hail Mary play. The Hail Mary play. He was zoomed in on Drake London, and Jonnu Smith was open in the corner. It was just like Alabama played. He could have thrown it in the left-hand corner to win the game. And he threw it 5 yards short of the end zone. Arthur Smith went like this.
Now here, hey Larry. Now here's another play that's gonna piss you off or whatever, because you done took your hat off now. I got one for you. Let's talk about in the first quarter when Bijan was literally all he had to do was just float it, and Bijan was walking into the end zone, and we had to take 3 instead of 7. That was just inexcusable. Like, how do you miss this guy wide open in the flat? He's wide open, and you throw when you try. Here's the thing: when you need to throw it, when you need to put air under it, you throw it too hard. When you need to put a bunch of arm on it, you throw it too short. I don't get it.
Man, nervous, man.
Yo, so we got our guy Mike from Jersey. He says F2 too. Wow.
Hey, Koo did trick off that. He tricked off 6 points, man.
I know.
Yeah, he tricked off 6 points. Hey,
I mean,
you know what? Koo got to
get come on, 6-8. He took the set. We was on the 11-yard line, and he fell back into the end zone, 3 yards in the end zone. He rolled back 13 yards, bro, to get sacked. We on the 11-yard line.
That's bad play calling.
He rolled.
That was bad play calling.
No.
You got 3 of your offensive linemen out.
Rush. He ran back so they can get around it. If he was stepped up in the pocket at the 5-yard line, he would have been safe.
Was that not the play design?
Well, the difference was Lamar would have been able to get. Lamar would have actually ran out of that end zone. He didn't do that away.
Not that far back. He kept retreating, doing this.
He's been watching the game today.
Hold the ball. And then
Lamar would have tossed that out of bounds. He would have took a chance like that.
But we could have had Lamar Jackson, but
I don't
they
think
won't spend that
anybody
bread.
He wasn't coming
designed
here. He wasn't coming here.
11-yard drop back, bro.
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
That's
Give the
not
ball to
designed.
Tyler in
That's
that
not on
position.
Arthur Smith. That's on
Give-
Desmond Ritter or Mitter, as people call him in my chat.
I'd have been,
Mitter.
hey, I'd have ran the ball, man. I got 3 big ass backs back there. I'm running the football,
Thank
bro.
you. Run the
Thank
ball.
you.
And this is what we say, Larry, and this is what I said earlier. If you watch the Georgia, here's my thing. Since we recruit out of Alabama, you know they watched the SEC championship game last week. You'd have saw that you don't get cute with your offense inside the 20. Georgia lost the game because of that. And now you do the same exact thing, pretty much.
It's like they got a playbook on just Atlanta, on Georgia.
Let me say this.
They're gonna do this, and that's how we can capitalize. They do it on
Arthur
the Bulldogs.
Smith is the
Alabama
Arthur
people
Smith
the
is
same
the
trick.
NFL version of Mike Bobo. Pretty much. Arthur Smith is the NFL version of Mike Bobo. I'm sorry.
Arthur Smith
Hey, you
is
know what,
playing
Ron? You know what,
Madden
Ron?
on rookie mode.
Hey, you know what, Ron? And I know
He ain't
Larry
even playing
gonna get
Madden.
this.
He playing
Larry
Joe
gonna get
Playing
Montana.
Madden on
Arthur
rookie
Smith?
mode, dog. That's what he's doing.
Hey, Arthur Smith is the basketball
control
version
something.
of Nate McMillan. That's what he is.
How you gonna step up and
Richie
just gotta
The
come from the
basketball,
blind
he the
side?
football
You don't
version of
even see
Nate
it.
McMillan,
Richie
bro.
Grant is the
I
DeAndre
can't even
Hunter.
look. I like
Richie
your
Grant is
analysis.
DeAndre Hunter.
I love your analysis with that.
That's exactly what he is, man. That's
Richie
what he
Grant is
is.
DeAndre Hunter.
Hey, Demond.
That's who he is.
Hey,
Hey, Demond.
you know what?
Yo,
Hey, Demond,
Look on
if
your
we had I got
Instagram,
White
man.
Mike on here, you know he'd
I
go
hit
off
you
soon
up,
as he
'cause that's
hit,
the
soon
only
as he
thing
hit
I got.
DeAndre Hunter. You know he'd go off.
what you say, Larry?
Nah, look on your Instagram, bro. I hit you up. Oh, we talk.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Yeah, man.
I want to
I'll
hear
go check it
I
Tony.
gotta make what's the name and all that for tomorrow.
I'll go check it out.
My bad.
Scoop's gonna come back, y'all. But Larry, so here's the question I got for you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Now we talking about this, and we looked at the game from all standpoints. Now, we all said this: the defense literally been carrying this team all year. Literally. Today, they was on the field too long. I'm not making no excuses for it, but I said it was 2 key plays that I really felt like, yeah, Grant screwed up at the end by letting that tight end beat him in the corner, but the game would have been over. Now, I'm going to call it like I see it, like I said earlier. When Lorenzo Carter decided to go after Baker Mayfield instead of the darn running back, the guy that's been killing us, I would have taken the chance with letting Baker roll to the outside because you had help. Well,
we missed the sack
long
too.
time no see.
Go ahead,
Coach Brand in the building, boy.
Go ahead, Coach.
Brought Coach Brand out.
Let's go, Coach B. Let's go, Coach Brand.
Come on, Coach. What's going on, Coach B? Good to see you, man.
Good to see y'all. Wish it was under better circumstances. Let's just fire Arthur Smith and get on with it.
Damn, look, lead it. Third person that said it.
All right, man.
He ain't gonna let you know they ain't.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it stops.
Gonna let him go nowhere because of that FedEx money.
I know, but dadgum, it stops with him. He's the one that keeps making the same dadgum mistakes over and over. It's 3 years in a row. When's it gonna stop?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he keeps doing the same stuff. He forgets what he's doing, and there's no reason in it. I mean, we're a running football team. Run the ball. We ran the inside zone about 4 times a day. Run the ball. You got a quarterback that and listen, I've been a big critic of Ritter. Now, Ritter's got some good points that he can do at times, but he's not there right now. He's not the dude. He's not there. I'm gonna say that and being nice, but you keep asking the same thing to him to win games for you, and he's not going to. When you're in the black zone, you call 2 crappy plays, and Desmond Ritter's execution cost us 9 points. Period. There's nothing else you can say about it. That you made a dumb play call and asked a guy that has a propensity of making those kind of mistakes, and guess what he did? He made those mistakes.
Again.
So, I mean, that's turn around and hand the ball off to 25. Let's try to get a first down and punt the ball. Worst case scenario, your defense is pitching a shutout. I mean, if they can't score, they can't win.
Simple.
And then we've heard BS about it, but now we got an offensive coordinator here who's coached high school and also college now, and you've had guys to get a chance to go to the league and stuff. Now, here's my question: you're evaluating Atlanta's defense. What did you see today besides them getting tired? What did they do? What did they do that impressed you today? And what pissed you off about? And we already said what pissed you off about running. What was it that the defense did today that impressed you?
Well, first of all, you were 3 men down going into the game, and you still played lights out. Clark Phillips Jr. is going to be a ball player. I'm telling you. That kid's good. AJ Terrell showed up today for the first time all year. He had a day. Had he played like that all year, we might have had a couple other W's under our belt.
Yep.
Yeah. But, our Smith Jr. showed up good, stepping in for Landman. And we actually had some defensive linemen that I'd never really heard of before show up and played pretty good. We only got the quarterback on the ground one time today, but he wasn't comfortable.
Nope.
He didn't light us up. So, Jesse Bates is all-pro right now. So,
Jesse made
Nielsen and Jerry Gray, in my opinion, deserve Coach of the Year. Assistant coaches of the year. Absolutely. Both of those guys. They're unbelievable what they've done with our team.
Now you just answered that or whatnot. You talked about those two being able to be competent. Here's a question I got for you. So what if Arthur Blank gets tired of it? So you know what, Arthur, we're gonna go ahead and give you your walking papers. You can go ahead and play with your trust fund with your dad with that FedEx money. We're gonna try to win us. We're trying to win us a championship. And do you move up a younger guy in Ryan Nielsen so you don't break up what you got with Ryan Nielsen and Jerry Gray, and then you move up the defensive back coach and move him to an assistant defensive coordinator? So
Jerry Gray's the head coach before Ryan Nielsen is, in my opinion. Because
I agree.
Less time out of Jerry. I'm gonna ask you: do you think it's because we get less time out of Jerry because he's older, or do you feel as if he's going to be the one with the senior leadership?
Yeah, you need senior leadership, and he is calling the secondary, which isn't as big of a burden as calling the defense is and getting everything together. He can still do that and be a head coach. Nick Saban's done it for years. So you do that right there. He deserves it. He's been around for a long time. Nielsen's, he might flop, but his first year out the gate, man, he's killing it right now. So if you go find the hottest shot offensive coordinator you can find, and you draft the quarterback. Period.
There's one thing that me and Coach Brand have talked about for a long time. There's a certain formation that me and Coach Brand live and breathe on.
Yeah.
If they would somehow, some way put in a pistol offense, because you're going to be forced to have to deal with Bijan and Tyler because you don't know where it's coming from. So, and you got to take Keith Smith out the game. That is a liability. You don't need a fullback. You just don't. The NFL is not geared towards having a fullback anymore. And by having him on the field, that's one less person that the defense has to worry about because we're not throwing him the ball. He's not running the ball. So what is he there for? Because most of the time, if a blitz is coming to his side, Ritter is going down. Yeah. So you got to take him out of there, and you either put in another receiving tight end like a Jonnu Smith or Miko Pruitt, or you bring in another running back, CP. You got Cordero Patterson, or you bring Cordero Hodgins. Now you got another receiver who can run across the middle of the field. So now you got Scotty Miller out there. You got both your receivers in Drake and Pitts. And damn it, Pitts has been the guy for the last 2 weeks. We have not given Pitts enough credit on what he has done. Pitts has shown up big, and we need to continue to try to get that man the ball. Plain and simple.
I agree.
Yeah, Coach Cam.
I think you might have heard a lot of people chirping about him. What you got, Larry?
Well, I think number 40 is fullback, right?
Oh, that's Tony. My bad. Go ahead, Tony. And then
Larry. Safety play. That what Cam was talking about. If you go to block, Ritter's going down, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Well,
I agree with that. Now let me ask both of y'all that though. We put all these options in there. Is it gonna matter if Ritter is still gonna be zoomed in tunnel vision on Drizzy Drake?
Good point.
Hey, I'm not trying to
Good
be
point.
a-hole about it.
That's a
Nah,
good
you
point.
calling a
That's a
spade
good
a
point.
spade.
That's
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
point.
Got a lot of
Good
good
point.
weapons he don't use. You right.
We got
Exactly.
That's a great point.
We talking
That's a
about
great
getting
point.
past the ball. That's more on Ritter. I mean, we all see Ritter with tunnel vision, bro. Like we can put out Jerry Rice over there. We can put out Marvin Harrison Jr. over there. Gosh.
Ritter's problem all along, in my opinion, as a former quarterback coach, is he's indecisive, and he
Nervousness.
the first drive he looked great. He went right down the field and he rushed that last play to Bijan. That was a walk-in touchdown, even though the guy was in his face. He missed it, but that happens. But he held the ball there on that safety. You have to have a clock in your head. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm either throwing it to my girlfriend or my wife up in the third row, or I'm running the ball right here. They are not going to get me in the end zone. I promise you. They're not. It's not going to happen. So, and he's got legs. The kid can run like a daggum gazelle. I mean,
He definitely did when he
take
got it
off and
6.
go.
When he got that 6, that was a
When he
great run
turned the
by
corner,
Ritter.
he showed that 4.4 speed.
And here's the thing, man. He's not been coached up right, but right now he's not the right fit for us. I mean, I wish him all the best in the world, but you know,
Sadly,
he's not the guy.
Sadly
So
to say,
who y'all feel is the guy?
Desmond Ritter
Coach
reminds
wants
me of
Jaden
Geno
Daniels.
Smith.
He's been talking about this since last year.
I want Jaden Daniels in there right now.
Bro,
Ritter reminds me of
We ain't
Geno
gonna get
Smith.
him.
That's who he reminds me of.
If
Geno
Arthur,
Smith.
I would
if
take
Arthur, if
Jaden
Arthur
Daniels
Smith
right
keeps
now.
calling plays, we might get Jaden Daniels.
True. Touche.
Arthur
But
Smith get
the
this.
thing about Jaden Daniels
Bo Nix.
compared to
Oh God, no.
compared to Ritter is he's decisive. He gets. I think he makes a decision and goes with it.
No. What I'm saying is, if you look at Geno Smith when he first came out with the Jets, the kid had all the talent in the world, but he wasn't being coached. So he made many mistakes. So he had so many mistakes. He has to sit for so long, and now that he's been given the opportunity to run the show, you've seen what he's done. He's way more decisive.
Yep.
He knows where to throw the ball, and if he doesn't have anyone open, he's throwing it out or he's running. The thing with Ritter right now, we don't have a quarterback coach. Arthur Smith is not the quote unquote OC that we saw when he was in Tennessee, because he wasn't really the one calling the plays then. So now that we're here, 3 years in, 79, 7-10, we're on track to do the same thing again.
Yep.
You know what my best case scenario for us would be, honestly, and everything would have to line up perfectly. I'd like to see Green Bay fall apart and us get LaFleur in here as offensive coordinator and let Jerry Gray be the head coach.
That ain't gonna happen.
I don't think LaFleur's
That'll take a miracle.
I don't
That'll
think
take a miracle to happen. They're not turning that man loose because they already know what they have when you talk about it. Because
Dan Quinn screwed up, or he'd still be there if he'd have
Yeah,
been the
exactly. I
offensive
agree with
coordinator.
you on that,
think
Brand.
about
I miss Shanahan. Boy,
every coach. Here's the thing. Every coach that was under Dan Quinn offensively, they're all head coaches, and it had nothing to do with Dan
Under Kyle Shanahan. Under Kyle Shanahan.
So that's why I said Dan Quinn had nothing to do with that. Everybody that was groomed under Kyle Shanahan is a head coach right now, or they're a top dog as an offensive coordinator in the league.
For real.
Look at it.
Yep.
Hey, so I know it's an unpopular opinion, but I'm letting y'all know this, man. I don't care if it's Jaden Daniels. I don't care if it was Bryce Young, Justin Fields. I don't care if you had prime Jerry Rice, prime Randy Moss. This offense, the way this offense is called, it doesn't matter who's under center. It doesn't matter who's running these routes.
Mm-hmm.
The play calling sucks.
Without a doubt.
But we could have had a touchdown at that last play. London should have been in the end zone. The 3-man right. They should have did a 3-man and out, and that ball should have been caught in the end zone. I don't care what nobody.
But because it shouldn't even came to that. We done point saved 10 points.
Oh yeah, basically.
Two missed
missed
field
The
field
goals
Bucs
goals.
and
are
a
not
missed
better than
touchdown.
us. We lost the game. The Bucs didn't beat us. We gave the game to them.
Yeah, we
We gave a lot of games
Oh
away.
yeah.
Gave a lot
Bucs
of
was trying
games
to give us
We
that
gave
game
away 8
all
points,
game.
man. That was it. I mean,
And the
hell.
problem, go ahead,
Hopefully,
Larry.
you can give away Arthur
No,
Smith.
14. My bad. We gave up 14 points. So, I mean, it is what it is. We gave up 14 points. We lost the game.
Well,
Just like Scoop just said. We lost the game. They
Yeah,
didn't
we
win it. We lost it.
yep.
Yeah, the
Definitely.
drive said that
Tired
they
of
went
fighting at
down and
work.
got
I
the
can't fight no
game-winning
more at work.
drive with
I can't.
30-something seconds left in the clock. But if we don't trick off, you know what I'm saying, 8 points at the beginning and then miss 2 field goals because we have a penalty, you know what I'm saying, or we take a
Mhm.
sack to move us back further, and then Coop misses 2 that hit the bar twice. I mean,
saying that.
hit the bar and then shanked it. So, yeah, we lost the game, man.
So
And
this
I
is my
got
thing,
one for you.
Ryan.
Now, here's
Hey,
the other
Hey,
scenario.
Ryan, I got a question for you.
What's up?
Everybody on the panel and everywhere I go talking about Arthur Smith. Does Rich McKay and them see the same thing the fans see?
He's
Why would
part
they
of the
tell
problem
him?
too.
Why would they tell
I've
him?
been
Why
saying
would
this
they
from the
tell
start.
him?
Hold on.
Buck with
I
Rich
know what you're
McKay.
getting at.
Hey, why would they?
Demond, you done started some shit now when you
Hey,
done mentioned Rich McKay name. You done started some shit
question.
now.
He's
He's
part of the
part
I
of
already
Why
problem
would
said
they
too.
this from the
promise? Why
start.
would they? Hey, why would they promise Arthur Smith to come back in 2024? Why would they do that?
Why would
That's
they
Job
do that?
because of the
security.
think about this, bro. I've said this since Arthur Smith got this job. If the reason why he was brought in, yeah, he got an opportunity, but the Falcons have a partnership with FedEx. Think about it. As soon as he was
Yep.
hired,
Oh
not even 2 days.
man.
No, you saying oh man, nothing, but it's the truth. It's all
No,
about the money, dog.
no, I feel you. I feel you on that. I'm saying, oh man,
It's
'cause-
all about the money. Because think about it. Arthur Blank has lost money because fans are tired of seeing these Falcons lose, and people aren't spending money to come to these games now. The soccer team, the soccer club, Atlanta United, has been selling out since they've come into the city, and they've
Yep.
given people something to cheer about.
And
The
we lost.
Falcons have not. The
You
Falcons
know,
have not. And
you
the
know who
problem
I
is,
want. You know I want Arthur Blank to sell the team, and I
yo,
want one of
we
3 people. I want one of 3
Peyton
people to
Manning,
buy it. I want Peyton Manning. I want Magic Johnson or Shaq to buy the team. One
exactly.
of those
Well,
3.
Magic
Hey,
already
hey,
got the Washington.
I
you
say
might
Magic
Shaq is
already
out
got
there.
Washington,
hey,
so
you might
Shaq
mess
is waiting on the
around.
table.
You might mess
Yeah.
around far Arthur Smith and him and his daddy come by the team.
I
That's
say
fine.
they-
Hey,
I
that's
say
That would
fine if
Shaq
that's
or,
fine if they
not
get a good
surprise
coach.
me.
If they got a good
Shaq
coach,
or
that's
Tyler
fine.
Perry.
Add,
You got to go.
add LeBron James to that list.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take LeBron.
Did you say
I
Tyler
say
Perry?
Tyler Perry.
Well,
He got the
LeBron,
money.
LeBron trying to bring
Who said Tyler Perry? Hold up.
I said
Who said Tyler
he got
Perry?
the money.
Who
He
said
got the
Tyler
money.
Perry?
We have good
Tyler
halftime
Tyler
shows.
Perry is a Saints fan for number one.
Yeah,
Number two,
Oh, that's right.
for
He is
number
a
two,
Saints
that
fan.
man could.
How
That
dare
man,
I'm from New Orleans.
that man would run us into the
And
ground.
LeBron trying to get a basketball team in Vegas, so that don't even happen.
Yeah, LeBron trying to get a basketball
Team in Vegas.
guys.
But I'll be
Peyton,
honest with you, I
Peyton
think
Manning is very active about making no bones about wanting to get into the league that way.
Well, he from New
So
we
Orleans.
know we'd have a good
I
quarterback.
would like
We know
that.
we have a good quarterback if Peyton comes in. We already know this.
We'll
Well,
have a
he
good
is-
offense.
Yeah, he
Well,
be a
Hey,
great
basketball
owner.
quarterback.
everybody Magic gets involved with wins too. So
Yeah,
That's the
Well,
scary
Magic
part.
already is owner of the
He got the
Washington
Rams, don't he?
Redskins,
Well, hold
so-
up.
No,
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 hold
he
on.
don't
Washington
own the Rams.
Hold on, win, because Magic part of the he part of the
Washington-
Commanders.
He's part of the Commanders.
Watch the
Oh, the
Commanders.
Commanders.
Yeah,
Magic,
he
every
already.
team that Magic has had his hands on, from the Lakers to the Dodgers to their
Shohei.
ladies football
That's
team,
what I
he's had his
mean.
hands
That's what I
in,
mean, Dodgers.
and then he's also had his hands in with the LA Sparks. Every team that he's had his hands on have either gone to championships or they've won championships.
Yeah.
So
Period.
not the
Commanders
Lakers. He
gonna
kind of
come since
he
he got his
quit on the
hand
Lakers.
No, he was GM at the Lakers when they had won that what was
The
it?
bubble?
The bubble.
The bubble
bubble.
championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was I don't
Yeah,
even.
Magic just walked off the job. He said, "I quit." He just walked off.
Yeah, and even before that, when he had Kobe at the end, he got a couple of chips with Kobe as the GM. So my thing is, if you're gonna bring somebody in that's gonna be competitive and that's gonna have fight with them, and that's gonna have a drive for winning. That's been the problem.
Well,
Arthur
who's
Blank
rich,
is settled for
who's rich in
mediocrity.
Georgia?
Say again.
Who's rich in Georgia? Tyler Perry. I can name a
He
couple
ain't
other guys.
coming here.
And again,
man.
and
He's a
again,
Saints fan, man.
and again, he ain't
I
gonna do
think
it.
he's getting- Yeah.
All right,
You
so
said
Hey,
rich.
so I'm not a fan of Arthur Blank selling the team. He just need to get him a good GM. He got one, in my opinion, a good GM. Now he can get rid of Rich McKay and get Rich McKay out of the bubble of having the words that can be influenced. But
Exactly.
you got Terry Fontenot here. Just build off that, man. Like Arthur Smith, Achilles heel. I think that he's a decent coach. I don't think he's a decent play caller, and that's the problem.
About Samuel.
But Scoop, he was brought here to play call. If he can't do the job that he was brought here to do, he's useless.
So I'm gonna combat that, Larry, with saying he was brought here to run the ball.
No,
and he don't do that.
Because when you think about Tennessee Titans, they want a dynamic offense. No. We had a dynamic offense in 2016.
Well, why did they call him the Jizzler? Why they call him genius when he came here?
We had a garbage team that ended up being top 5 in running the ball. And we ran the ball with a 5th round pick running back and a return specialist.
Yes.
Scoop.
So he proved that.
He made his money off Derrick Henry, man.
Remember, he had Derrick Henry that made him, and then you also had a young AJ Brown that was on that team
and Corey Davis
and
Jonnu Smith.
And I was about to say Jonnu Smith was his tight end. So if you look at what AJ Brown is doing in Philly right now in an offense that passes, you pretty much see that the brother is dominant.
But what has Tennessee offense done since he left though?
Scoop,
Coach got a question.
Let me ask
you. Let Coach go.
Let me ask you something. I agree with everything you just said about Arthur Smith. He was brought in to run the football. So all right, now let's fast forward 3 years. You have a chance to take a 2-game lead in the division with 4 games left to go and be undefeated in the division. And what do? You throw the ball 40 times.
40 times, bro.
Exactly.
This is that.
That's all that needs to be said. You're a dumbass if you keep doing that as a head coach. I'm sorry.
So with that being said, though, Coach, at the end of the season, regardless of where we land, because I honestly still believe, like looking at the wild card record right now, I don't know if y'all looked at the other teams, it's still an opportunity, even if we don't win the division, to make the playoffs. But I'm looking down the list of the coaching staff.
Thanks, one today.
David Gone, the special teams coordinator Marquise Williams, the offensive line coaches on the bubble. It's some people that need to be replaced on this team.
But let me ask you something. Who hired those people?
Arthur Smith.
And Rich McKay approved it. Because remember,
that's what I'm
saying. Remember this, Terry Fontenot. Let's get this straight. What organization has hired a coach before you hired a general manager? He inherited this.
Pittsburgh.
He didn't choose this.
So
his hands were tied behind his back. This is my suggestion, and I'm sticking to it. Fire Rich McKay. We already know Terry Fontenot can build a team. Guess what? Yes. Promote him to Rich McKay's spot so you can have some younger, fresher ideas, and you go get Louis Riddick out of the booth. You make this man your general manager. This is a guy that should have been the GM. I love Terry, and he balanced our books. But guess what? Bring in another football mind that not only played in the NFL and was good, and he played for us at one point. Also, you got a guy that watches and scouts college football and doesn't just look at 2 or 3 schools where you're pulling mainly from. He's looking at talent all across the board. Bring in I love
Louis Riddick, but Terry Fontenot doing the job. I think that again, it goes back to the coordinators.
Yes.
And the defense is fine. It's this offense. The offense and special teams. Really, today we lost, and we done lost plenty of games this year off all 3 phases of the game, but mainly the offense and the special teams.
I can tell you this as a play caller.
I've always said from the start that special teams, the 3rd phase of the game, literally decides a lot of games with field position, with momentum, and being able to score points with your field goal kicker. Those are 3 things that you need. Period.
I can tell you this as a play caller. And Scoop, I know you coach, Cam, you coach, and y'all are the same way, except most of the time y'all are doing defense. You have to get in a rhythm on what you're doing.
Exactly.
And it's almost like he locks in on his play chart. Like, I have to do X amount of things off this play chart. I don't give a dadgum what that thing says. If I'm running and my script's going and I see something, I'm doing it. I'm doing what's working, and I'm not gonna vary from it. When I get in that rhythm, I'm staying with it.
Now, to that point, Coach Brent, here's the thing: when has Arthur Smith ever been held to do that? Because guess what? He's using a playbook that don't even belong to him. That was given to him by Coach Mike Mularkey in Tennessee. This is not an offense that he can look at the defense and say, "Oh, I see this mismatch. I'm gonna go to this." He, like you say, he does everything off of his play sheet. So
and
he
you all
doesn't
know
have
where
the
Mularkey-
ability to beat a defense based on what he's seeing on the field. He doesn't have that ability. So he's half a play caller.
But why was he hired in the first place?
Because of
Maybe he should sit
Derrick
up high.
Henry, A.J. Brown, and Corey Davis. That's why he was hired. You had a 2,000 receiving, a 2,000 rushing running back, and two 1,000 receiving wide receivers in the same year. That's why he was hired.
Good point. Good point.
I've been said that he got his job because of Derrick Henry legs and the best offensive line in the league. That's how he got his job. Now, I don't know if his daddy gave him, if it's billionaire deal, you know what I'm saying? Hire my son. He's sorry. But he loves football, playing Madden on Ricky mode. Can you hire my son, please?
And you know what's sad, Larry? And you know what's sad? You come from the stock that this cat came from. You're trying to figure out it never transitioned. You played at North Carolina under Mac Brown when Mac Brown turned that program around back in the day before he went to Texas and won a natty with Vince, and then he's back doing it again. And that Mac Brown offense, running the ball was key. Anybody that know college football know about Mac Brown, you're gonna run the football. Now, second,
won him a national title.
Exactly, and he had a mobile quarterback. That with Vince Young. Excuse me, I'm saying Vince Carter, Vince Young. Now, another guy, and I've been preaching this. You work with Joe Gibbs. Now, you caught Joe Gibbs at the end when he was pretty much the game had kind of passed him by, and they didn't have good players at that time. But it's like you got a guy who understands passing concepts because he did it and he ran the ball. He had a balanced offense. He won 3 championships and literally was one of the powerhouses in the 80s and early 90s with the teams that he won with, because for number one, he had a quarterback that could be pinpoint accurate, even if he didn't have a howitzer for an arm.
Yeah.
You had Art Monk, you had Ricky Sanders, you had Gary Clark, you had Clint Didier at tight end and Doc Walker. You had these weapons just like that. And then you had John Riggins in the backfield, Ricky Irvins, and Clarence Harmon. You've had so many great players that you literally had access to from back in the day. You grew up in that area, and your dad was tight with it. You haven't called this man not once. This man went from an air raid offense in the late 70s, early 80s with the Cardinals and those San Diego Chargers with Dan Fouts. He was the OC that was those heavy passing teams, and he changed his whole style. And literally, the style that we're seeing right now is the style that Joe Gibbs has pretty much later won championships with.
Yeah.
But he also understood the passing concept because he coached under Sid Gilliam and he also coached under Don Coryell.
He was over there with Rivers too?
No, Rivers wasn't around at that time. This is Joe Gibbs way before. Rivers was a young pup when Joe was coaching at that time like that. This man is still a mentee of Joe Gibbs. He has yet to pick up the phone and call this dude and talk to him about these concepts. That's a problem. You got access to a wealth of knowledge from a 3-time Super Bowl champ who did it with 4 quarterbacks. And the reason I say 4 is because Jay Schrader started half of the season and Doug Williams took him home.
Doug with the rest. Yeah.
And it's a problem. It's a problem when you have access to greatness like that and you don't access it to help you win.
This man ego about the game kind of old man bank account, because he ain't gonna go and freaking act the man for this type of stuff.
Ego. He got a low self-esteem, bro.
No, he got an ego.
When you got an ego, your ego.
Bro.
I'm gonna say this because we've been saying he got an ego. No. If you got an ego, you like Prime. I can pull this dude. We gonna win this ball game. That's an ego. That's confidence. That's cocky. When you have a low self-esteem, you second guess everything, just like he's been doing.
Look what he did with Kurt Warner. Look what he did with Kurt Warner. Called him out, and Kurt Warner had every reason to call him out, and he doubled down on everything Kurt Warner said. and he did the exact opposite.
And then the next week, Marshall Faulk challenged him when he went on Rich Eisman's show, and then you saw that was a game where Bijan had the best game. It was like, I don't understand why he's not running the ball in these situations, and then we come back and Bijan have like 125 yards. So yeah, I agree. He does have very low self-esteem, but a lot of people tell me, oh, he gets in his own way. He don't get in his own way, man. He don't get in his own way. He's dumb. That's it. That is what it is. That's what he is, bro. He dumb. Sorry hitting you with the sound of y'all ain't know it, but yeah, man. That's what we see with Arthur Smith, man. Just
Hey,
like
I got
he
another.
know the offense, but he don't really know it. He can't diagnose it on the field and see what's happening. So maybe he need to have himself in the booth, have someone else calling the challenges and stuff like that on the field. Because he ain't seeing it from the sidelines. I got it well enough to see it from the sidelines.
I got another name that's currently head coaching right now that's young, that got Atlanta ties, that I would be interested in. And I know it's going to be depending on their team right now. But Sean McVay, I would love to see in Atlanta. Yeah.
Offensive guru.
He went to Maris.
Now watch this. Coach Brent, as a coach, right?
Yes.
For as long as you coach, how many times have you been able to see your offense and see a weakness in the defense and pinpoint where that weakness is coming from?
Well, I was you talking about when I was calling plays?
Yeah.
I always went upstairs, so I didn't want to be down on the field.
That's what I'm talking about.
I wanted to see what was going on. Yeah, I wanted to see. I didn't want anybody else telling me what was going on. I wanted to see it for myself. And then I had somebody that I trusted on the sideline that could look in their eyes and tell me, hey, what's going on down here? You know.
Because field level and sitting up in the booth gives you a different perspective of the field. Yes. What you're seeing on the field is directly in front of you, so you can't see an angle of how the linebacker is lined up or where the cornerback is coming from. If you're sitting up top and you can see on the bottom, that's where you have an advantage to kind of switch out or move around certain pieces. He's too stubborn to do these things, but then again, he's not the smartest man that there is either. So it's a two-edged sword that hurts his team because one, he doesn't truly know the offensive playbook that he was gifted, and secondly, he doesn't really have the ability to go up to the booth because he's the head coach. He has to be on the field. So how do we alleviate that? We bring in someone to do the job of the actual offensive coordinator who can fix or remedy what's wrong with this offense.
I just can't help but understand at some point in time, as a billionaire, Arthur Blank is going to get tired of, excuse my language, of this crap, and then just snap on somebody one day and be like, hey, look, man, if you're not going to do your job, I'm going to find somebody else that's going to do it because I'm going to win a championship. I'm paying your ass to do this. Let's get it done.
It's coming. It's coming, Coach. It is coming.
It's definitely coming.
Now, you said Sean McVay. I'm going to give you this here. Here's a guy that you need to bring in as a head coach because you saw what he did and he galvanized people at the end of the season. This is a guy that will be at the top of my list. Bring in Steve Wilkes. That is a guy who can be a head coach for us. You saw how he turned around Carolina after
I like that a lot.
Their head coach was fired last year, and you see they let him go. I'm gonna give you another guy that you should try. Try to look at Arthur Blank. If you're listening, you need to look at Brian Flores, who turned around the Miami Dolphins. That Dolphins team that's eating right now is eating because Flores built the foundation for that.
Yeah,
he built that team.
He built that team.
I got another guy for you. Aaron Glenn is another guy that you look at. I mean, it's coaches that's out here. And here's a guy, and I don't care what nobody says about his past and what's going on. If he gets through what he gets through with the college football thing, bring Jim Harbaugh in. Say what you want, but the man done won everywhere he went.
Nah, I'm not a fan of Harbaugh, but I would take Stark from Texas.
I
let him come back
as an OC.
I'm
saying as a head coach. Let's be real.
No, he's a coach.
San Francisco is dead as a doorknob. Now here's the thing. Mike Singletary bought the pieces in before he got fired. He bought them in. But Harbaugh took them to 2 NFC championship games. He beat us in our home when we had home field advantage, and literally was one play away from winning that Super Bowl. Let's keep it real.
And we were running the same offense that we're running now, just at a higher level.
But here's the thing, though. You at least know you at least know you're gonna have a quarterback in that backfield with under Jim Harbaugh. You know that.
Yeah, he gonna coach him up.
He gonna coach up your quarterback. Your quarterback is not gonna be indecisive.
Yeah.
Marcus, what's up, man? Come on in. All right, look.
I got to
sitting there stewing.
Okay, Coach.
Good to see you,
I got
Coach.
to leave too, guys. Appreciate y'all having me on.
All right, fellas.
All right, Larry.
Y'all take it easy, man.
Larry, come
Great
back on next time, bro.
Oh, no problem. No problem.
So wait a minute before I let you go. So you were the one that was raiding the chats. I was like, wait a minute, we getting
I do raids at halftime, man. I wasn't disrespect. I mean, I do a raid. So
it messed me up. I was like, I was thinking it was some kind of
and then you timed me out.
bro.
I'm like, why'd you time me out?
No, that was on me, bro. I'm sorry.
Oh,
no,
okay.
I didn't know.
I come in and I just try to show love. You know what I'm saying? So we'll be at halftime, and I just go on YouTube and randomly pick people because Tom Grassi, he's a huge streamer, and he's a Packer fan. He came in, like 200 something people came in and showed us love. So, and like 50 people subscribed to the channel. So I was like, whenever I get above 1,000, I was like, I'm gonna start doing raids and showing love to other streams. So that's what I do now at halftime. So I just randomly go and pick people and stuff like that. So yeah.
I'm sorry, that was on me because I really thought I had a like solicitor or something coming in. So that's on me. So hey, if you doing that, keep doing it, bro. We got you.
Yeah, that's what I do. I go to random streams.
Hey, no wonder Larry was pissed off when he came in.
Larry, that's on me, man. I didn't know. I'd say, look.
No, if I was mad, I would have never came on. No, it's cool. It's cool. No, I thought he was like, and I said, guys, when you go over there and raid, just tell them that, we ain't mean no disrespect. Like some people don't know, so they'll get the idea like, what? And even me, when it happened to me, when I see a whole bunch of people flooding in, I thought it was like spam or something. I'm looking, it's like, no, Tom Grassi raid. Tom Grassi, who? So my wife looked them up. She was like, oh, he got like 5,000 people in the chat. So like 2,000 people or like 400 people came over and it's flooded. And it was just like, oh, I never knew about this. So I just said, man, Shonda said, as soon as we get big enough, we're going to start blessing people and passing that love and stuff like that around. Because if you put positive energy out there, he'll come back to you.
Dang right.
And now we are 76 away.
We know we got you. We definitely want you to come on to a show that we do on like because we are on Thursday nights at 8 p.m., man. So I do apologize about that, but we definitely would love for you to come through. We got we got some interviews coming up too, man. Some Falcon players and some former NFL players. So just be on the lookout for that, fam.
I will, man. Yeah. I just do the game day commentary and stuff like that. You doing it too, man. So
sir.
And but I'm doing the Hawks also. So most of the time my schedule's like super busy, man. So we're doing the Hawks, we're doing the Falcons and stuff like that. And when Braves come around, we're gonna do the Braves. So
do the Thrashers when they come back, man. Get ready for the Thrashers.
I don't know anything about hockey.
That's my thing. I'm starting my stream up about hockey though. That's my favorite.
You got it, bro. You'll be the #1 in there. I'm gonna come and tune in to you because I don't know nothing about hockey. I need to learn about it.
Yeah,
I'm saying
definitely.
I don't know nothing about hockey or soccer. So that's
I know
my
about a little bit about soccer.
I got a lot of people ask me, why don't you do United again? I said, I don't know nothing. I'm gonna be like, what's that commercial with the tall dude? He's bouncing. He's bouncing. He's bouncing. He's bouncing. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't know. He's kicking. He's running. So yeah. I appreciate you letting me come on, man.
Most definitely. We want you to come back. So definitely appreciate you stopping through.
Thanks,
Marcus, what's up, bro?
What's going on, man? What's going on?
And thanks to I got Larry at the Dixon raid. He stepped through for us. He was on for a minute. So we got my guy,
the Black Negro Diamond.
What's going on, Mark?
Man, you might as well stop calling him that. You might as well start calling this man Houdini because he just pop up out of nowhere. That's Houdini right there, dog.
Y'all gotta quit giving me names, man. I'll be forgetting them.
Hey.
Hey man, I just wanted to hop on here, man, to say, man, y'all have a good show going on today. And I was just listening. Coach was spot on about everything he said, man. Everything. I like you guys pick for, head coach and, the possibilities of that happening. Listen, man, I don't know what it's going to take
I know it.
to get Arthur Smith up out of here. I feel like, honestly, my heart of hearts, we don't make the playoffs. There's no justifiable reason to keep him here. None. There's none. We're in the third year of a 3-year build that they said it was going to take 3 years to do. Arthur Smith is one of the most volatile coaches I have ever seen as far as play calling. We had a game, I think it was last week or a couple weeks ago, where we were averaging 70 yards a clip rushing.
Yep.
And then Art said, let's start passing the ball.
Yep.
And I'm like, man, this guy, he makes you scratch your head. Like it's confusing at what he's doing. And what Coach said about, Desmond Ridder, y'all know I've been saying this all year. The boy ain't ready. I need to put that on a shirt and copyright it. Like the boy ain't ready. Right?
Ridder ain't ready.
Yeah. So you saw it happen. You saw it happen again today. Like the pick in the red zone on our side of the ball, the way he just casually threw it. But that wasn't the bigger problem. The bigger problem is when he went to the sideline, took off his helmet like nothing happened. And I'm like, bruh, you just put this defense in a compromised position. That's 7 points. Then
that
the
was
safety.
beyond compromising, Marcus. That right there, how would you say it? You pretty much castrated your defense pretty much when you did that.
Yeah.
That's the best way to describe it. Castration.
Here's the problem. All is forgiven when we go down and score a touchdown to tie the game. So it's like, okay, we'll forgive that. Then the safety happens. And it's like, bruh, you see him about to pull the trigger and then say, no, that isn't good. And then takes the sack because he can't feel the pressure. And I'm like, I'm with Coach. Fam, if I'm in the end zone, if that first read ain't there, if I have a lane to run, I'm taking off or I'm throwing that ball away. There's no way I'm going to about to throw and then say, nah, and then tuck it back in. You can't do this stuff. This is inconsistent play calling, inconsistent quarterback play creates an inconsistent offense. So I listen, man, I like all the ideas at head coach, but I'm just going to be real. I honestly, after I did my show, I'm like, it wouldn't surprise me if they gave this man another year.
Oh,
They
it wouldn't
already
surprise
have
me.
given him another year, Marcus. They said they're bringing him back.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was just fluff talk, because at the time people were calling for his job.
When did
People
that
were
happen?
calling
Who
for his
said
job
that?
there.
No, they said they're sticking with him for another year. That
Who said that?
During the bye.
During the bye week.
I didn't hear.
They said that.
Who said it?
Front office. They reported that to the AJC. You can even ask Myles Garrett because he reported that.
Okay.
Yeah, it came from the front office during the bye week.
Because here's the thing. I asked him, I said, was that true? He said, yeah, because he reported that. And I was like, wow, so they're going to give him another year. They're going to bring him back. Because even on Sirius satellite radio, they actually confirmed it because they were like, yeah, even in spite of the loss going into the bye week, they're going to bring Arthur Smith back for one more year. That was said. And I was like, wow. I said, this should have been the year all right, you got to go if you don't win.
And here's why I think there's more credence to that. Dan Quinn's 4th year, he was on the hot seat. He should have been fired at the end of that year.
Yep.
Should have been fired at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but I mean, it was hard to fire him after the Super Bowl. 2nd year, you brought a team to the Super Bowl. Matt Ryan was coming off an MVP season. So you couldn't have fired him and then graduated Kyle Shanahan to the head coach position, because the head coach, Dan Quinn, was the head coach of that team. So I get them not firing him there, but that fourth year he should have been fired. Look at what it took for them to fire Dan Quinn the next year, an 0-5 start. And they didn't want to fire him then. But it was just to the point to where our team was damn near dead last in defense. Offense really wasn't doing anything. So, the right thing to do is give this man his walking pay. I'm at a point now, I don't even care if we make playoffs at this point. You need to get this guy up out the paint, period. That means it in my perfect storm. I hate to say this, but in order for us to take 2 steps forward, we got to take a step back. So I think this year, if we miss the playoffs, that actually benefits us in the future, because in a perfect world, you get off of Arthur Smith. If you get off of Arthur Smith by default, Desmond Ridder is no longer your starting quarterback, because I don't know what coach is coming in here looking at what Desmond Ridder did this year and said, I'm going to roll with him. Ain't no way in hell. Ain't no way in hell. If I'm a head coach, bro, you probably third on the depth chart. If you here, I might be able to get you off the books and trade you somewhere, but you ain't my guy. And I'm going to bring in the quarterback who I think is best for us to win now. Now, who that guy is, your guess is as good as mine. But when you're averaging 16 points a game, now we scored 25 this game, but we scored 15 in the fourth quarter, and it took Bijan getting us that first 7. And then it took an incredible catch by Drake London, because that very well could have been a pick, bro. Everybody knows this. Very well could have been a pick. He threw this in double coverage.
Yeah, he did.
And I'm like,
and we said that, Marcus. We said that earlier, because we said Buddy should have had 4 picks today.
Easily.
Because 2 of them was by those linebackers from Tampa. They just dropped them.
I think Ridder was just going for broke. He was going for broke today. He was like, man, you know what? I'm just going to let it rip. I'm going to let it rip. I don't care what happens. I don't care what the outcome is. If I see it, I'm going to throw it. And the pick that he threw, I think this was the Jonnu Orcow pitch that was the pick that got called back. He threw it with help over the top. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? But again, when you have a quarterback who is not ready, not really being coached up, and you have a head coach who's an offensive coordinator who's calling plays out of the Tecmo Bowl playbook, this is what happened, bro. This is what happens. I said last night, listen, I don't even want you to to call plays out of the Madden playbook. Upgrade to the Super Tecmo Bowl playbook. Because right now, what we're doing on offense is embarrassing, bro. And you're tainting the product at this point. I didn't have people call me. They didn't clocked out 3 weeks ago. You're starting to see people leave games early. You're starting to see people tune out. This is the direct result of the product. And I hate to see the product be diluted because we have inept people in premium roles on this team, bro. Like quarterback and head coach who's an offensive coordinator, bro, that basically controls your offense. We're not talking about a special teams kickers coach.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about 2 guys that, if they're not doing good, your offense sucks. And the object is to score points. So, again, man, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to land my plane. I just wanted to hop on here and say, man, y'all have a hell of a good show going today.
I got a question for you. I want you to answer this for me. I got one question for you before you roll out, because we're going to wrap this thing up. Now, the Falcons are in talks, because it's been posted, and it's not just posted on Facebook. It's actually something that a couple of Pro Football Focus and a few other people are saying.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta Falcons are in talks with Justin Fields, as well as the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, if the Falcons were to pick up Justin Fields, do you think he makes an immediate impact right off the bat if he comes to Atlanta? because we already know Pittsburgh ain't scared to pull the trigger. They ready to get rid of Kenny Pickett already.
Yeah.
And Pickett ain't even been there for 3 years, and they ready to get rid of him.
Mitchell Trubisky now.
Yeah, that is one thing about Pittsburgh fans. They don't put up with mediocrity.
Yeah, they were giving Trubisky that work Thursday night, bro.
And they got rid of Benny Snell, who is a top round draft pick for them out of the backfield. You see, they got rid of Benny Snell just like that.
Yeah.
Michael, we know Fields is your guy. We know.
No, I mean, you know, here's how I look at Fields, man. We don't really know the potential of Justin Fields. Justin Fields first off went to a bad team, and then they had a fire sale on their best players. They got off of Khalil Mack almost immediately. And then you look at his receivers. You know, he hasn't really had an offense. So we don't know what Justin Fields' potential is. Now, would he make a direct, immediate impact in a Falcons jersey? That depends on who the hell is calling the plays. Because right now, what we got going on is we have an offensive play caller who goes away from what works at the time when it's working. Again, you're averaging 7 yards a clip rushing the ball. Then you decide, I want to start throwing the ball now. This game is about momentum. If you're running the ball down the other team's throat, you know what? We're going to keep doing that until y'all stop it. So I don't know for 100% proof that now I think he'd be an upgrade over Desmond Ridder for sure. Because Dez has legs and don't know how to use them. He'll sit back there and take a sack. I'm like, Dez, you do know you can run, right? And when Dez runs, he actually does good. But you have to ask yourself the question, why isn't Dez running? Is he being told not to run? Just like with Taylor Heineke's second game. When Taylor Heineke, it took the fourth quarter for him to throw a ball 10 yards deep. Was he told not to do this? So, again, I don't know for sure. I would say this. If we did get Justin Fields, it would put some energy back in this fan base as a whole, because you're going to sell, first of all, you're going to sell jerseys. You're going to bring people back to the stadium to watch the games, because we have seen some highs from Justin Fields as well as lows. But the thing is, nobody can give me a single roster that Justin Fields has had that's been better than this one. Nobody. I mean, he just got DJ Moore. He got Clay, and look at what they did with him. Boy, up out of there. Barely played there. So, and his running tandem, and then the defense, fam. There was a stretch where they were putting up points. Defense was giving them right back. They put up 30, defense giving up 35. So with our defense, it would be better by proxy, because I think Justin Fields is a better quarterback than Desmond Ridder is. But again, it all comes down to, man, if your offensive coordinator don't know what the hell he's doing, you might score a little extra. But again, we get in the red zone, your boy Arthur Smith malfunctions. He just shuts down, man. So it's like, we're in a situation now. We got to get him off the books. Now, if we get rid of Arthur Smith, talk to me about Justin Fields. But we got to get Art out of here, bro. We got to get him out of here. And I know you got the theory that, the FedEx deal and all this stuff, fam. We going UPS at that. If it's like that, we getting us another carrier up in here, bro. Like, I'm sorry, I can't be getting my ass whooped because we have a good thing going business wise. Your son sucks. And if I'm Arthur Blank, I'm keeping it. Your son is cheeks. So we can keep this going on, but I got to get your son up out of here, because
I think you being generous when you say cheeks, bro. See, my thing is, at least when you do your squats and you do your leg day, you can firm up some cheeks. That's the thing. They could get tight and round. The problem is this one here is just round and just fluff. I think he'd be more of an exploding. I say he'd be more of an exploding Brazilian butt lift. That's what I would call him. just
Oh,
raggedy
man.
soft and just looking like burnt. How would you say it? Just more like just burnt cottage cheese stuck on somebody's backside. That's what I say. I ain't gonna call them cheeks, bro. But
Yeah, well, Cheeks. Hey, if he's usually Cheeks is a step above BBL. When you a BBL, you absolute ass, bro. You absolute ass. When you reach BBL levels, he's right now. Listen, right now he's laying on the table. He's Cheeks. He laying on the only reason he's laying on the table now is we're not mathematically out of the playoffs, but he on the table. He on the table about to get to BBL. You know, we gave McGarry a BBL a couple of weeks back, bro. He was a whole BBL out here.
I think we'll be all right. I think the Falcons are going to pull it off the last couple of games. I think we're going to be all right. We're going to slide in, then we're going to get some adjustments. That's what I think.
If you slide in, Arthur Smith is your head coach next year. I can almost guarantee that he's your head coach next year.
Slide in, if we slide in. If we don't slide in, we got to go.
So
What's
going on,
fellas?
So we're gonna let William finish this off. William, you got 2 minutes, dog, because we getting ready to wrap this up. We've been on for 2 hours.
All right, I got y'all, man. I'm gonna make it short and sweet, man. But real talk, man, this is how I really feel personally, man. I feel like Arthur Smith relied on the defense too much, and I said this, man. We ain't scored 30 points since we played against Green Bay. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if I'm out to blame, I'm gonna have to get him out of here out of New Year's, because we have too much talent, man, on offense not to score points. I understand we had injuries today, man, fellas, but Arthur Smith got to go, man, because I just feel like he always rely on the defense to bail him out. We go 3 and out. I feel like we could. I'm not blaming this on Cool, but I feel like I'm blaming this on Desmond Ritter and the rest of the players not executing and making plays. Moving forward, man, I feel like Dave Ragone got to go and Arthur Smith got to go. And so things get better, we got to get us an offense coordinator, man. Because like I said, Arthur Smith play calling sucks. That's all I got to say, man.
You wrap that up beautifully. So I want to thank everybody for coming through. You know, too many people to name it right now. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Falcons that got my blood pressure up today. I ain't gonna even lie. I got to have me a stiff drink, and I got to have my pills from the VA, because damn it, they done pissed me off today.
I got my crown ready.
It take a lot for me to get like that, but boy, I'm salty right now.
I got a full bar, cuz.
Hey, you know what, cuz? If I was back home, boy, I'd be right over there sitting at the bar with you.
I got my crown. I got my crown.
I'm gonna tell Nahun to come in next week, man. Our other cousin, man. You know, he's a Falcon fanatic. You know,
bring him in, man. We definitely need more Falcon fanatics, man.
Yeah, he is.
Listen, we're a rare breed of Falcon fans, because look, win, lose, or draw, we gonna be here every week. It don't matter.
All Georgia. Everything Georgia. Everything.
But I want to thank y'all for coming on to the show today, gentlemen, and everybody that viewed us today. We went a little long today, but you know what? It was well worth it, because guess what? We might not win the division now because of this bungle. But
we're gonna do it.
At the end of the day, we still could possibly get into the wild card. But we don't know what Tampa's gonna do. We might run the table and they might lose the next 4. So hey, it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, we were gonna see you guys Thursday at 8 p.m. You know the time, you know the place, BirdCage LLC. We're gonna talk a little bit about us and the Pussycats next week that we gotta play. Hopefully they don't show up like Panthers and actually, you know, slit our throats. But if Arthur Smith called games like he did today, that's a possibility.
Who we got next week?
We got the Carolina Panthers next week. Then we have the Indianapolis Colts. Then we got the Chicago Bears, and then we have the New Orleans Aints, better known as
we'll whoop the Cats. We'll whoop them.
We better.
We better.
Don't be so
play calling the way that we had it today, it make you think now. That's all I'm gonna say. It make you think now.
Terrifying no call.
Hey, I agree with you. Hey, terrifying to know another guy you might want to look at. As we said before, we named a couple of coaches, but you might want to look at Coach Wilkes. He's over there in Frisco as an assistant. You give him a head coaching job, you might have something brewing. But that's all we got today. My name is Ryan Walker, better known as Historian. Want to thank y'all for coming on to the show today. And we're going to see y'all next week, man. BirdCage. We out of here, baby. Let's get it.
Peace.
Peace, fellas.